They say all eras must come to an end. Welcome to the new era. The Ange era.
Ange era. That's cute, man, but you know what they say? Lions don't concern themselves with sheep. How do you feel?
Pretty confident. Probably the easiest fixture.
Is that so?
First of all.
I don't think you believe this. I know you don't believe that, in fact.
Yes, guys, welcome back to DR Sports. The Saturday football show is back. Big round of applause in the studio. Let's make some noise. Big energy today. Joining me, AGT, I've got my co-host, as always, Fuad, to his left, making his debut today. A big round of applause. Big West Ham fan. Big lad. It's Jamie.
Hey, welcome.
Big Irons fan. There you go. Good to have you, sir. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you for having me on. I'm excited to watch some football.
Loads to get into. Don't forget, every single 3 o'clock kickoff, we're going to preview the 5:30 game, and we're going to preview the game between these London clubs tomorrow as well. He's back for the second week in a row. 2 out of 2 so far. Yeah. It's Tom. How are you?
Big up. Not bad. Looking forward to digging my teeth into a full Saturday schedule. Yeah.
Hey, listen, it's the Saturday Football Show. Make sure you like this video. As we always say, upon entry, house rules. Press like on the video. There's over 500 of you with us right now. Make sure you comment with your thoughts as we get into the team news for this game. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. We'd appreciate it. And make sure that you turn that bell on. And that way, boys, you're always notified of when the Saturday Football Show starts, 2:30 every Saturday. Get your questions in for the firm as well. We've got loads of topics to get into. But 3 o'clock kickoffs today in the Premier League. We have Liverpool at home to Bournemouth, 9-0 winners last season. Wolves are playing Brighton. Fulham are playing Brentford as well. 3 o'clock kickoffs. Let's get into the team news for Liverpool, and then we'll go around the houses. Alisson in goal, Trent, Konate, Van Dijk and Robertson make up the back five. Cody Gakpo stays in midfield today with McAllister and Szoboszlai, and there's actually no changes from the first game against Chelsea. Diaz, Jota and Salah up front. But Wataru Endo on the bench, number 3 for Liverpool. Joe Gomez is there, Kelleher, Tsimikas, Matip, Elliott, Nunez, Doak and Bajcetic. What a bench, by the way.
What's your thoughts on the unchanged lineup?
I don't mind it because it's Bournemouth at home. If it was a big 6 game, I'd maybe stick in Endo, if I'm honest. Or I can see Thiago's not on the bench, which is a bit of a killer because I'd love to see him back.
Started a Nunez today?
I would. I predicted for him to start. How long does he go on without getting starts before he gets a little bit frustrated? But it's a long season. He understands that. He's got a big part to play. Bournemouth, Neto in goal, Aarons, Zabarni, Senesai, Kirkes make up the back five, Rothwell and Philip Billing, with Semenyo, Christie, Anthony and ex-Liverpool striker Dominic Solanke up front, with Justin Kluivert on the bench, son of Patrick Kluivert. Legend. Yes, that's who it is, and he looks very similar. He's got his dad's
face,
Dutch looks there. Very, very interesting player that's had a bit of a stuttered career so far. Because he's supposed to have been the next Kluivert. He's 24 now, but it hasn't quite clicked for him. Is this the club where it does?
To be fair, I hope it is, because it's been, as you said, stopped out. I think Valencia, he's had a chance. Ajax, where he initially came through. Roma, was it? He's pretty much played at every top 5 league. I think RB Leipzig as well. And they've all been kind of decent leveled clubs. So you're kind of thinking, why has it not worked for him? Because I think in some of the games, especially earlier Ajax, I saw him, you could see he had the ability. And he was maybe the next one up at the academy factory line, if you like. But Bournemouth now, I think they're kind of going through a little bit of a revamp as well, with guys like Utaro have come in. I think Kirkes is a big signing as well, Hamari Traore. So they've got a lot of kind of undercover signings. I don't think a lot of people
Tyler
are
Adams
aware of.
through
Tyler
the door
Adams
as well. Not in the team today.
I'm expecting Bournemouth to do very well, and if he can kind of just contribute this season, I think that will be kind of important for him in his personal development.
The manager's highly rated in Spain as well. Just coming in as well. I felt bad for Gary O'Neill, but him coming in, it was class at Rayo Vallecano for 3 years. So I just think it's low expectations on Bournemouth. So Kluivert can come in, and there's not much pressure on him to perform to a high level.
Starting to put a decent team together there down on the south coast.
And I guess I said this on the show last week, that I was as stunned as you about Gary O'Neill getting sacked, and then spoke to Bournemouth fans, and they all kind of backed it, which surprised me. I mean, Iriola rejected Leeds last season, and positive start for him, I think.
I think they'll be annoyed they drew with West Ham last week at home. Yeah, I think coming into speaking to Nick, like he didn't have much expectations on West Ham, especially considering how the window was going. He thought first game we're definitely coming in kind of sleepwalking. Yeah. If anything, I thought that was a perfect opportunity for Bournemouth to kind of set the tempo, 3 points. Bowen just came in and said, "Hold this, man."
It was such a disjointed team for us. Like we looked, I had no expectations going into the game, but I think we were quite unfortunate to not get 3 points for the game.
In the end,
lucky deflection, and they obviously ended up drawing. But no, I had no hopes going into that game, which is crazy.
I mean, at Anfield today, it's not going to be easy for sure. I'll tell you that.
Score predictions, boys, for that one.
I gotta go Liverpool 3-1. I'm expecting you lot to turn on the star.
It's battle of midfields. I'm going to go 1-0 Liverpool.
Oh, you speak my
Big shout on
language,
his debut there from Jamie. I'll go 4-1 Liverpool.
I just don't think Iriola's going to make it easy.
I know, I know that. I know that. It's all about the start in this game.
Yeah, if Liverpool get one first 20 minutes, it will be a bit of a...
Well, let's hope they do. Let us know what your score predictions are in the comments. We'll jump into the comments after we read out the rest of the teams. Fulham at home to Brentford, a London derby, the southwest London derby. The team news for Fulham. Who starts for the Whites? Let's go with Jamie. You got the team there for us?
1 second, let me get the team up. Apologies.
I can read one of the teams.
Go Brentford then.
Got it in front of me. Yeah, I can. I've got it my local team at the moment, Brentford. So in the Prem.
Wrong shirt?
Never.
Wow. Nah, that's awful.
I can go for Brentford.
Yeah, go for it.
They start in goal with Mark Flecken. Back four of Rico Henry, Ethan Pinnock, Nathan Collins and Aaron Hickey. Nathan Collins, fantastic signing, in my opinion. Matthias Jensen, Christian Norgard and Vitaly Janelt in the midfield three. Feels like ever-present across the last couple of seasons. Then a front three of Wizza, Mbemo and Kevin Sade.
Yeah, interesting front three that. And Mbemo and Wizza both started the season well. Interesting game away for Brentford. But Fulham are at home. We're hearing today that Mitrovic not in the squad, Jamie.
Completely out the squad, which suggests that the move to Saudi is on. But they're starting with Leno in goal. They've got Tete at the back, Issa Diop and Tim Ream as the centre-backs. They've got Robinson. They've got Reed, Lukic and Andreas Pereira alongside Wilson in the midfield with Raul and Decordova-Reid heading the attack. It's an interesting lineup.
Got the winner at Everton away last week. Harry Wilson, a fixture in that team now, and Raul Jimenez, he hit the post last week, I believe. So will he score in his home debut? Interesting game, that one.
Paulinho on the bench as well is an interesting one.
That's interesting as well. I was going to mention that. Still
just coming back off
linked
injury,
off.
isn't he?
Yeah. Arm injury, I feel, shoulder.
Got the
Wolves at Brighton. This should be an interesting one as well.
Yeah, Wolves obviously unlucky not to walk away from the United game with something, but Jose Sarr starts in goal. Back four of Ryan Aït-Nouri, Dawson, Semedo and Kilman. Midfield of Lemina, Gomez, Nunes and Pedro Neto. And then up front they've gone Fabio Silva, who comes back into the side, and Mateus Cunha, who played really well against United.
So Silva comes in, Sarabia to the bench then for Wolves in that one.
And then for Brighton, Jason Steele continues in goal despite Bart Verbruggen coming in. Adam Webster and Lewis Dunk continue at centre-back. James Milner wearing the number 6 at right-back. Estupinian at left-back.
What a guy.
And then midfield 5 of Solly March and Ciso, Gilmore, Gross and Mitoma.
That's a midfield,
up front, they've gone Danny Welbeck.
Big D Welbs.
Man like Welbs has gone up front. And then bench is actually quite strong as well for Brighton. They've got Dahoud, Lallana, João Pedro, who of course contributed massively last week. Simon Adingra, who we saw is the newest one coming off the factory line that they've got this year. Evan Ferguson once again on bench, who got his goal last week as well. A lot of people expecting big things from him this season, but that should be a good game regardless.
100% could be goals in that one. Predictions for the other Fulham game as well and this one?
For this one in particular, I'm going 1-1 draw. I think Wolves. Yeah, I think Wolves will grind out a result here.
I'll go with you on that. 1-1.
Molyneux.
Well, I think Brighton 3-1. Started
Big
well.
win.
Gary Neal, good coach, and will set them up in a way that can stop Brighton. But I don't know. I just have a feeling Brighton riding on the crest of a wave.
Everything's ticking for them at the minute, Jamie.
Wolves surprised me on Monday against Man United, so I think they might be better than what we're expecting. But I can't see anything but a Brighton win. I'm going to go 3-0 Brighton.
3-0. The Fulham game, I'll go 2-1 Fulham at home to Brentford.
I'll flip it and go 2-1 Brentford.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Fulham are going to struggle for goals. I think we were saying before the show, kind of replacing Jimenez with Mitrovic. I don't know if you can replicate that number of goals or even that kind of physical playing style if Jimenez has got it in him anymore. I'm going to go Brentford 1-0.
Yeah, I think it's going to be tough for Fulham. I think the Mitrovic transfer could rock them. And Brentford looked good last week. Yeah, Brentford 2-0.
All right, let's jump into the comments. 18 minutes away from the 3 o'clock kickoffs. Tina sends in a super chat. She says, "What will it mean that City are without KDB for around 2/3 of the or for a CA 2/3 of the season when they are going to defend the Champions League? And is Endo a panic buy from Liverpool? Enjoy and have fun." Thank you, Tina. Always watching from Norway. Well, it would mean that Man City are without their best player, I would say, for a long time. But will it affect them? As you might assume it would. But then you look at the bench, you look at the depth. Will it really? That's the question.
I think the depth and bench has probably been affected this season more than others. I think obviously losing Sterling, Jesus Zinchenko last year, and then this season you lose Gundogan, Mahrez. So you've kind of lost that kind of depth that you had. I think it is going to be an impact, but I think one thing Pep has shown is last season he kind of moved away from the over-reliance on KDB. I felt like, and kind of made it more of a team thing. So I think you definitely will feel the difference in, I think, the Super Cup game. You felt like there was just a bit of something missing in their creativity. Even though you've still got Foden, you've still got Grealish, KDB just brings that kind of killer decisiveness in that final third. And you're going to miss it, but I think in the end, City will some way, somehow find a way, as they always do, to... And it's an opportunity for other players to step up as well. I think Foden is one that I'm really looking at this season. You have to make this mantle your own. You've been in and out of the side. You've been, always the young next one up. Mahrez is gone. You can either make the right wing your own. KDB's out injured for a long time. You can make that creative position your own. This is your opportunity to take this team by the scruff of the neck and make it your own, in my opinion.
I agree. I think losing Gundogan, he was obviously the captain. He led from the front. He became the big player in big moments for City last year, obviously scoring the big goal against United in the final. And Rodri carried them in moments. And Phil Foden, he's still so young, but he's been the player that we've kind of just been hyping up for years. But no one knows his best position. Now's the time for Phil Foden to take the kit by the scruff of the neck and just drive City forward. It's a big season for him.
100%.
And one thing I'd add as well is that tactically Pep, he just finds a way. He's already changed it this season to last season, gone back to a sort of more conventional 4-4-2 back four kind of job, and that's immediately reduced the number of the amount of pressure on the midfield players. And that just says a lot, because you've got world-class players and then a coach that can somehow seem to cover up issues like that, and
highlight your strengths and hide your weaknesses.
Exactly.
I think another one as well is I think Rodri will step up. I think in the Super Cup game I saw him getting a lot more advanced and kind of getting involved in a lot more kind of actions in the final third, where I'm like, I think after the final goal, and he's had a few big moments, as you said, he's like, you know what, Casemiro ain't the only one that could do it in the other box, let me get involved and get some of this.
And the back four helped him as well.
Yeah.
Because I feel like he's now not as much under pressure to be the kind of shield in front of the kind of screen in front of the back four.
Yeah.
That 4-3-3 is giving him the chance, as you say, to make more use of his attacking abilities.
She also said, was Endo a panic buy from Liverpool? The answer to that is time will tell. If he has a howler, then it might show that we were in a bit of a panic. But if he turns out to be an astute signing, then time will tell.
I loved Klopp's interview though.
I loved it. We have an agreement with the club and the player.
He said, I've never seen someone say like a "let me land" for a signing almost. It was like I know he's walked through the door, but just give him time.
He's right though.
Be good.
You can't write him off before he's kicked a ball.
Arthur Melo is a
captain
panic
of Japan, by the way, was excellent at the World Cup. Captain of Stuttgart as well.
Arthur Melo is a panic buy.
That's a panic buy.
I'll give Endo the benefit of the doubt just for now, even though he sounds a bit like Enzo.
Yeah, not quite.
And he's not quite Enzo.
And Hendo was the one that
more
got
so.
me. I was like...
and Caicedo too.
Yeah, cheers, mate. International Association of Fact Checkers says, AGT, watch your step.
Hey.
You're watching closely. This guy gets onto me every show. Jeez. Fuad, all that chest you were showing, we're watching you, says JY.
I'm watching you. How about that? Yeah?
Yeah, I got my eyes on you. All right. A couple more super chats to come in. Just Colin AFC says AGT did offer his services as a DM. He just didn't pass the medical. Sounds realistic, to be fair. Shout out to you, Colin, Arsenal fan there. Let's jump into some more super chats. Tina says, what is the case now with Brighton without both Caicedo and McAllister and Raya? What is the expectations for De Zerbi this season? I feel like
Sanchez, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Tina.
They said De Zerbi there. Shout out to you, Tina. Always sending in super chats. I would say same as. I don't think it drops at all. If you hear the smoke and the crud that he's been coming with, it's almost as if he actually said in his press conference yesterday, he said, we've planned something new. So wait and see what we've got, kind of thing.
Do you remember Southampton a few years ago were almost like the conveyor belt club where a player can leave, we've got the replacement lined up, and I remember there was a point when Guido Carrillo was always the transfer I looked at and was like, you broke the system, and after that it all just went south. With Brighton, I think now this is kind of like a time we'll get to see how their system kind of moves. They've always been able to replace, but there always comes a point when a team is tested, I feel like. I think De Zerbi's a good enough coach. I think they do have, when you look at their team, quality players, and even on the bench, as I was saying, I think they should be able to handle themselves in Europe and in the league. But I'm not expecting Brighton, if you like, to break into the top 6. But if they maintain in the top half, playing their good, attractive football, and have a deep run in the Europa League, they can't be disappointed with this season. So
I agree, man. It's not just the fact that they're almost a conveyor belt for talent at the moment, but they're also proactive in the transfer market. So they probably knew they were going to lose Caicedo, and De Zerbi was going into the season saying he's not part of my plans. But they'd gone out in the summer and obviously signed Dahoud, and he's come in. And you still got players like Billy Gilmore who could be an important player for them, you know. So Brighton are class and they run really, really well.
Even last week, do you remember when Adringa scored? And I said, who is this? This
is
this guy.
The next guy.
On loan in Belgium last year.
He was on loan in Belgium. It's the same route that Caicedo, Mitoma, they'd all follow. So these guys are literally 2 years, 3 years kind of thinking ahead of, all right, when he leaves Evan Ferguson, we've already got the next one lined up. And same thing we saw back in the last season with the Enciso. First half of the season, we saw it with Mitoma. So listen, we'll just see, I think.
Do you guys think Brighton can win the Europa League?
I think they should be aiming to get to at least the quarterfinals. At least. It would be a massive disappointment if they don't get past that, I think, personally. But we're going to get into some more super chats. 11 minutes now away from the 3 o'clock kickoffs. Law Bubble says Jamie speaking facts on his debut there. Love to hear it. Big up Tom. Don't let the salty haters pressure you. They're hypocrites and would love their club to spend like us. Rivals can all hold it. Clowns.
Who
says
that?
DJ.
DJ, what an elite gentleman you are.
There you go.
Kudos from me, DJ.
Fake fact AGT, Yoshida is the cut. No, he's not. It's Endo. Was that you
I was waiting for you to read that super chat. International Fake Fact Association.
Fake news
going to be on you.
Well, we'll be very
Japan
busy
captain.
today.
I think it's Yoshida, right?
It's Endo, right? That's
right,
what all the Liverpool fans.
He's been on Twitter.
I'm sweating a little bit.
You are correct.
Okay,
Wataru Endo is the captain.
Hold that. Hold that.
He beats the allegations.
Hold that. Bus case.
That's what he does. That's what he does.
Chuck the book at me if you want. Tahir says, Inshallah, 3-0 Liverpool. Salah, Diaz, Jota, goals today. Don't let their man bully you, AGT. No one's bullying me, mate. Don't worry about that. Thank you for the chat, though. AGT Love from New York says, MP. Is Chelsea still a big club, says GP, or just a rich club?
Stupid question.
It's
just stupid. Questions like that. Whoever asked that, it's just absolutely stupid.
No, they're both, I would say. Just.
Thank you. If you hadn't said that, I'd have...
Jacob says, another super chat. You guys are smashing it. There's over 2,500 of you watching right now, so make sure you keep it coming. As a Liverpool fan, I'm staying positive and not panicking like other Liverpool fans. Let's see who we will bring. I can't wait to see Endo play. Shout out to you, Jacob. Very rational head. A lot of people backing me up saying Endo is captain. Thank you very much. As well, AGT accepts some criticism for Liverpool's transfer window. Like, I've got anything to do with it. Says da guy. If you're the guy, you go sort it out.
No, but you failed your medical, AGT.
Yeah, I did.
Why'd you? It's your fault.
I can't disclose the reasons why, unfortunately. But I just said it's not going to happen. AGT Deluded says Trickster. Shout out to my friend Deluded. Our Arsenal bottlers says in the skies.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's a new season.
Catholic?
it was my ground and your ground that had a big say in the
and
title
Southampton.
race
Yeah.
last
Cheers,
year,
boys.
and St Mary's.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
You're welcome. Ned says LFC should have signed AGT as a DM. We're moving on from that, mate. Honestly, get over it. 'Cause it's not going to happen.
10 minutes ago.
I know. I did get man of the match at Anfield though recently, didn't I?
Yeah, did you mention that you played?
You actually a DM?
No, yeah.
You are a DM as well.
Robbie Fowler gave me the man of the match, so the pictures are there on WhatsApp. So, Arsenal Fever super chat prediction: United will finish 10th and 7 Haag sacked.
No.
Says Arsenal Fever, sending
No
in
way.
$2. Thank you. Right, I'm sure we've got some other stuff to talk about before, because we can get involved in the comments all day and all night. It never ends, but got to step away sometimes and talk about the other bits and bobs. We're 8 minutes away from kickoff, so let's talk about so far who we think are the top 5 best signings of the window. Yeah, I mean, we can do it with the comments, we can do it on our own as well. We'll just chuck names out into the air. Let's see what we can get.
I think James Maddison has to be in consideration.
You're going to chuck him in?
Yeah,
I hear
I
it.
think
Jackson.
for 40 million.
Spoken like a real Spurs fan.
Yeah, for what you're getting, chief creator in the Premier League. I think set pieces, versatility, quality. I think most teams in the top 6 would have taken him as well. I think he would have got into the United team. I think Arsenal could
We
have
were linked
used
to
him.
him at one point.
I think Liverpool could have used him. I think Chelsea at one point could have used him. Maybe not now.
Yeah.
Maybe not now, yeah, but obviously you guys are spending money at a ridiculous rate. But I think, yeah,
I'll give you that.
Would have gotten into most teams. And I think when you talk about value for money in a market that everyone's looking at this summer, like, this has gone
With the
crazy.
experience, yeah.
You want to talk about value for money? Mateo Kovacic to City, 25 mil plus 5 in add-ons. I think that guy is he's so underrated as a footballer. I actually loved him at Chelsea.
Good value for
and I think
Chelsea, I
he's
would have said.
exactly what City needed, just like a bulldog in midfield. He's maybe a little bit lacking going forward, but I think he has potential to be great for them. You know.
Okay, interesting.
I would
Tonali,
actually
I'll throw him
disagree
in
on
there.
that. I would actually say maybe he'll do well for City, but he's so injury prone. He's not creative enough. Maybe it's a
Especially
deal
with
that works
De Bruyne
out.
out as well,
Maybe it's a
maybe.
deal that
Yeah.
works out for all parties. Like, we're happy with the 30 mil. They're happy with the player. But from a Chelsea perspective, a lot of Chelsea fans were pretty happy to actually have a rebuild in midfield, and that included, of course, getting rid of Mateo
You said
Kovacic.
Tonali.
I said Tonali.
I like Tonali.
I think I saw some stats from Totti on him when he was it Brescia or
Yeah.
in 2020. He said he's going to go on to do big things, and I think the first week you scored a goal, wonderful midfield clinic that he put
Yeah,
on, and then he
100.
finishes the night in the spoons as well.
Class.
What a week!
Legend
What
on
a
and off the
signing.
pitch.
I would, another one I'd
another
throw in, Jurian Timber. I think 38 million.
Injured.
I know he's
9
injured, but I
months,
think
though.
it's tough. I think he
ACL
would have
as
been
well, right?
one of
ACL,
the.
Yeah.
He would have been one of these signings had he not been.
Oh no, I
big
agree.
injury.
I agree.
I think for 38 million, someone who plays across the back three, I think comfortable on the ball, defensively solid. I watched a lot of him at Ajax, so I was very annoyed when they got him. But for 38 million, I think eventually they will get their money's worth for sure.
I've got 2.
Chuck him out then.
First is Lewis Hall for Newcastle. I think it's an outstanding deal. And Livramento, if you want to add that too.
Is that one more potential though?
Well, if you
Because in a
base
sense
how we
of they're
played,
right now loaning with a potential to
obligation.
buy. With an obligation to buy.
Yeah.
But Lewis Hall has played only really a handful of games for Chelsea.
And he-
How proven is that's going to be like a good signing? I think it's a potential
Yeah, I
good
agree.
signing. But if you're talking like signings of the summer, that is definitely nowhere near in consideration.
I
for me.
think we come back to this in May. I genuinely think we might say he is. Maybe it could be my famous last words, but I'm gonna put it out there and stand by.
Let's throw-
I see your point, Fuad. Like I'm not trashing what you're saying. Like it is, but I do feel with Champions League, with League, he's got so much football to play. You know, Newcastle this season. I think he'll show the league how good he is. Like, I'm far more devastated to lose him, say, than to lose Kovacic.
So far we've got Tonali and Maddison as shoe-ins. So I'm going to throw McAllister in there.
Yeah.
I think he ends up being
35 million.
a little mix between a Xabi Alonso, Thiago kind of baller, and he's actually the one player that I was most excited to see last week, and I think today he could do really well.
How about
Nicholas Jackson?
You've also got Declan Rice.
Declan Rice.
You know, like
Yeah, let's go with that one. a lot of centre mids in this window that are
105
in the timeline.
Do you think he's going to be worth the... Obviously, being your former captain, you can understand.
As a West Ham fan, I'll argue until I'm blue in the face that Declan Rice is a £100 million player. 100%. Just absolute
like
class.
That's what Nicky says.
Absolute class.
It was 150, but then it moved down to 100.
I'm 30 years old. He's easily top 3 West Ham players I've ever seen in my life. So
with Di Canio and
Payet, probably,
Is that your top 3?
Not Tevez,
probably,
Mascherano.
Probably.
There you go.
Tevez and Mascherano.
They weren't there for long enough.
Nah.
But they kept you
also,
up that year.
one transfer that'll go under the radar is a guy I wanted at my club, Harvey Barnes to Newcastle.
Yes.
Made his debut last year.
Shout.
Goal and assist in his first game. He just slots into that side so well.
Onana?
No.
Great one. I think will improve the way United play more than people think, but will definitely have some mistakes and gaffes that will make people think, what? You lot paid how much? But trust me, I think the benefits that he brings will far outweigh the kind of few mistakes that he makes throughout the year.
Yeah.
Another name, I'm surprised you've not actually said him, Jamie. James Ward-Prowse. I think that's a really underrated signing for West Ham.
Had to fight to get him.
Yeah, Tim Steiten, I think, will be eating his words because I think that's an outstanding deal for West
I think
Ham.
it'll be great for us. I just think I think we're going to turn into set piece FC again. So I'm not
Is that
angry
a problem,
at that.
though?
No, I'm not angry at that. I want to win games.
You got Zuma in the box. You got Ward-Prowse.
Yeah.
I mean, at Chelsea, Zuma was scoring 8 to 10 goals a season. We didn't have a taker anywhere near as good as Ward-Prowse. So you're going to get goals. You know?
I think we'll be a nuisance to play this year. Yeah.
That's what you're
Here's
hoping. Go on, last one before we move on.
João Pedro at Brighton.
That's a good shout.
Yeah.
I think he's the one that I think every year you get this one guy who comes from the Championship and everyone's a bit like, oh, what can he do? I think Elise you had one year, Eze you had one year. There's always that one player I think he's going to be that one this year that comes into Brighton. First game you saw, I know it's a penalty, but I think the link-up play was really good and I think this Brighton team will kind of allow him to really show
I agree.
his
I think Diaby's a shout maybe as well. You could chuck in there. Raya maybe could end up being an astute one. But let us know what you think in the comments. Right. A minute away now from the 3 o'clock kickoffs. We've got 3,000 of you watching, so smash that like button and then sit back, enjoy the show, get yourself a beverage, alcoholic, non-alcoholic, cup of tea. What else?
I don't know, just drink, eat, drink and be merry and listen to some fabulous football takes. I think that's
He's done this before.
as simple as AGT. I mean, throwing me a curveball there.
Oh, listen, I've got to keep you on your toes, my friend.
Nicholas Jackson. Signing candidate for signing best value signing of the summer.
We'll see. Time will tell.
No, Chief.
Time will tell.
I'm not saying it.
I like him, but
He looked excellent against Liverpool, I thought.
signing
Missed
of the
one good
season.
chance.
Oof, he would have to get like 20 plus.
Top five. You know, I will.
Keep that one coming in the chat. It is 3 o'clock. The games have now kicked off at Anfield today. There will be on the 26th minute a round of applause for Michael Jones, the young Evertonian fan who lost his life working on the Bramley Moor Stadium this week.
Tragedy.
This morning, Jurgen Klopp and the Liverpool lads were laying some flowers down outside the Everton Stadium. So massive class shown there from the club. And rest in peace, of course, and we'll remind you when that's coming up. But yes, as you know, all the games have now kicked off. We'll let you know whenever something happens in any of these 3 o'clock games, and of course the Championship and League One, League Two. I'm sure there's some Bundesliga games on as well, so we'll keep them up to date for you as well. GP says, Jamie, don't remember White Horse final, Rice 80 mil max. What does that mean?
I have no idea what he's talking about. White Horse final.
I'm not too sure about that one. Biggest loser of the transfer window, says Arsenal Fever. He's put in brackets loser Paul. Thank you. That's great.
Very funny, yeah.
Yeah,
My side is
production.
split
Can I
with
just
that.
remind you to help us out with the content that we're watching today, please? Thank you. AGT, why haven't Liverpool gone for Amrabat yet? Says Just Colin AFC.
I thought they were.
We haven't. I don't really know what to believe at this point. Doctor Strange, greetings AGT. This is my first watch along with you guys this season. Good to have you back. Thank you. This is the second Saturday football show of the season. We've got loads more to come. Join myself with Fuad, Jamie and Tom inside today.
We've got a full Bundesliga list if anyone wants some scores or some goals.
Go for it.
We got, and I know you were mentioning it, we've got Leverkusen beating Leipzig by 1-0 by Jeremy Frimpong.
Wow.
Gladbach beating Augsburg. Nothing too sort of major there, but lots of goals. Hoffenheim beating Freiburg. Stuttgart beating Bochum 1-0 and Wolfsburg beating New Boys Heidenheim.
We are hearing there's an offside goal for Bournemouth already at Anfield. Ball goes over the top, kind of catches Liverpool out. It's a bit of a howler, a bit of a mess really for Liverpool.
That is not offside.
Typical Liverpool.
Within the minute, it was offside. Just
if
offside.
it's a back pass by the defender, if it's a back pass by the defender, surely not.
Be VAR as well.
It is
checked.
surely
Was that not a back pass?
not be given. I'm not sure.
What did you say about that
Defender had the
opening
last
part of the game?
contact.
Yeah,
He's
it's
giving it
offside.
offside.
Offside. There we go.
I would love to see the explanation behind that one.
That's what I've liked in the Women's World Cup, having the ref explain their VAR calls to camera, to the stadium.
Is that what football's missing, you think?
I think it would help.
I think in the NFL type format where, let's say VAR discussions have over the ear, he now has to almost on a loudspeaker tell the entire stadium why I've made this decision. Because you've clearly come to a decision for a reason. The problem is I think people are sometimes, they give referees a bligh, I feel like, of just a pass to just make incorrect decisions without having to explain it. And I think the NFL and other sports, rugby, they've shown that, listen, you may hold the referee accountable, all of a sudden they are going to be a lot more clear and decisive about their decisions.
There has been a goal at Anfield, and this time it has gone to Bournemouth again. What an awful start for Liverpool at Anfield. They've scored two in less than 3 minutes. I cannot believe it.
What a celebration!
He was class for them last week as well. Made the goal.
Jesus.
Antoine Semenyo.
What is going on?
What a finish
What
as
is
well.
going on?
Battle in the midfield.
Football's back, people. Welcome back to the Saturday Liverpool show.
Iraola's
AGT in the mud once again.
Mudded.
Everyone loving it. The goal for Semenyo. It's a great finish. Awful.
What is he
From
doing there?
the
Playing out.
midfield
What
there. It
is
was
he
a
doing
heavy touch there from, I think it was Trent in the midfield, and Bournemouth deservedly go 1-0 up here at Anfield. Lackadaisical from Trent. Awful touch.
That's a
Billing wins it back.
Van Dijk
And
doesn't need to make
comes
that
to
I was going to say, I
and
think
it's a
Van
great
Dijk
finish.
forced that a little bit. I understand Trent is in space there, but really and truly, there's no option out of there.
You can't write it, honestly.
The power of
My
that
luck
hit
on this show
too.
is-
Who would have thought Liverpool would get pressed?
It's like an Exocet missile. Pew.
Right into the far corner, and Liverpool players absolutely fuming, as is Jurgen Klopp, as am I, if I'm honest. Everyone in the chat is loving this one.
They've had the ball in the net
as well.
twice in 3 minutes.
They have. It's an absolutely awful start from Bournemouth, who have pressed Liverpool from the first minute. In League Two, Walsall are 1-0 up early on at Crewe. Wigan have beaten Bolton 4-0 away today. That was not for many years. That was a big Premier League game,
Christian.
but they've lost 4-0 at home, Bolton, there today in League One. Can you believe it?
That's crazy.
Fulham still 0-0 with Brentford, only 4 minutes into that one. And League One, there is no goals yet in the first few minutes. But Liverpool looking to get back into this game sooner rather than later. It's probably the best time to concede, but now Bournemouth can put all their men behind the ball and defend for their lives there. But it's an awful start once again from Liverpool at Anfield. Leicester versus Cardiff in the Championship. 5 minutes gone in that one. Still no goals there as well.
Got Liverpool in my last man standing, so I'm delighted, but I'm not as delighted as I would be.
Brilliant.
Tipped them to win today, so
Liverpool need to
It's
wake
not
up,
nice,
man.
mate, honestly. It's really not nice when your team's losing.
A lot of people are
after
talking about Salah being a potential Golden Boot winner. Do you believe that?
I think he'll push himself to do something like that, to get in and amongst it. He doesn't really ever come outside of the top 3 or 4, really, for Golden Boot since he's joined Liverpool.
Here we go.
It was an interesting start from Anfield. The pitch is looking nice. Obviously, the Anfield Road end only half in use, and Liverpool have another corner.
What minute is Klopp going to signal Endo to come on?
10. About this rate. I'm not too sure. Nice to see Southend have scored at home to Hartlepool.
Yeah.
Jack Bridge at home in the National League. You're a boy from Southend yourself.
I am indeed, yeah.
Tell us about the latest with the stadium and how that's being treated now.
The club's been has been in ruin for a little while. There's like fan protests against the owners, and they've been trying to build a new ground for about 10 years. And
off the bar from Virgil van Dijk, great header. Sorry, mate.
Wow. So there's been massive unrest. I know the club's been in court about potentially going into liquidation and all sorts of things. It's tough being a tough being a Southend fan. It was a club that I was a ball
tough
boy.
being both.
I have one team, all right, but I was a ball boy at Southend when I was a kid, so I have a piece of my heart. You know?
Oh,
what I mean?
nice.
Yeah.
Love
Oh, I rate that.
Same with me for Yeovil. Like my dad used to play for them, so I like Yeovil.
Yeah.
Hewish Park. They're playing Maidstone today. If you fancy watch it, you can't watch it anyway.
But it's just crazy because Yeovil were in the Championship. It feels like about 5 years ago.
10 years ago, they beat Watford away 3-0 once, and now they're
so-
playing Maidstone.
Wow.
National League, isn't
But
it?
yeah, they're a good League 1, League 2 side, really. But same with Barnet, who need to get back up as well, which is also my North London local team. Right, 0-0
Bring
still.
back Davids.
Fulham, Brentford.
Yeah.
Bring back Davids, yeah, exactly. He was the manager at Barnet for a short period. Middlesbrough 0, Huddersfield 0. That's a good old Northern fixture, that one, isn't it?
There's so many sleeping
point
giants in the
for-
Championship.
So many. And League 1.
Anyone see Harry Kane's first league goal for Bayern
Yeah.
Munich last night?
Yeah.
I was.
Took him 3 minutes to assist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Typical as well,
Sane.
the assist.
I'm actually happy for him. You know, it's now he doesn't play for Spurs. I can just kind of enjoy him, I guess. a bit
Oh, I
more than
agree.
Before.
I
You
agree.
are so miserable. You see, you
I was
are
quite
just
happy
showing
for
your
him.
biases here.
I was quite happy for him to score last night.
All I saw was yesterday when he scored a goal, all the Arsenal fans, oh boy, I love Harry Kane. I'm like, what the hell is this Harry Kane loving that's going on now all of a sudden?
you're an
I'm
Arsenal
like,
fan.
you don't
Told
make
you're an
me so sick. Years of hating on him, saying, you know what, is he really all that? He doesn't score in big games. He cost England to now, Harry Kane, we love you.
Nice.
Nah, cut it out.
I always
Kane's
loved Harry
never
Kane.
cost him.
Absolute class.
He's brilliant. Yeah.
Jaden Sancho in the comments. AGT, do you have an actual job? This is my job, my friend. You know,
He's living his best life.
What is this? Not an actual job?
Yeah,
I know.
exactly.
It's a
We're delivering
bit
you some
disrespectful
content,
to AGT. I think you should
AGT tears.
apologise,
I love
Jaden.
the game. Thank you, mate. Appreciate it. Says Sanka. Mitrovic. Here we go to Al Hilal.
Oh,
We're
no.
here. What's happening here?
I thought it was a different colour
Allison
coming
yellow
out there.
card. Allison yellow card.
Liverpool.
What is going on here?
Liverpool's high line. getting-
What's
he playing at?
Oh,
Allison.
That's got to be.
That's, yeah.
How, he's not touched him. He's
I'm
actually
kind of
not.
afraid-
Vamos, you stop a goal scoring opportunity, you're the last man. That
is-
needs to be.
If
can't
Canate's
lie.
not there, that's a red.
That is the worst start I've seen from Liverpool in Premier League history.
And I'm glad to be here on the show to see it, mate.
And a former Liverpool man scoring for Oxford now, Cameron Brannigan.
Yeah, he was. Very good knowledge, to be fair. Didn't expect that. Tranmere 1-0 up at home to Salford in League 2 now.
Ini
that
Bassi's
game.
already saying, bring on Waturu.
Endo needs to
time.
come on. That's what they're saying in the chat.
Lucky boy there.
Why is Bellingham benched? Liverpool need Jude, says Kira B. Cheers. Should have been a red for Alisson, says Clement. Yep. Bring on Wataru, says Inni.
Send him off, he could have been killed, says PY.
Love your work, AGT. Keep it up, big lad, says Leon. It's a balance, you know what I mean? You get a lot of hate, but then it's all good.
But he's not in an actual job though, so.
Exactly. I'm unemployed, apparently.
You know what, this is a great question. Was it Lewis Donnelly that sent it? No, sports. Random question, he goes, well, why are all dads Chelsea fans?
Are
It's
they?
not true.
No?
It's definitely not true.
My dad's West Ham. I'm proud.
Does he live in
That's
here?
a
What's your
awful
dad?
shout. Well, my dad's West Ham, actually, as well.
Yeah, what's your dad?
Yeah.
Well, Chelsea.
Chelsea.
I go with him.
Bro, my dad was actually, when we came to England, he was like, yeah, Zola, that's my guy, Chelsea. I remember, I was like, bro, nah, we're not doing that.
I thought it'd be rude, call it, like, for you guys, but.
Goal in League One for Oxford. You mentioned Cameron Brannigan, 8 minutes penalty. MK Dons away at Colchester, also 1-0 up. Liverpool have started awfully. I'm trying not to pay attention too much at the minute and try and update you on other bits and bobs.
Makes me less happy about Chelsea last weekend now. Feels like we should have beaten you comfortably.
There you go.
Seeing the first, seeing Liverpool's losing at home to Bournemouth.
Is Robertson done?
No, what do you mean?
You know what? This is a conversation actually I think we should have, because I think more and more
are you on
people have been
about?
discussing it. It's not that far-fetched, because I think last year he's not been the same standard he was maybe the 3 or 4 years before that. And I don't think you can say it's age, because how old is he? 28 still?
He got doubled last week as well at Chelsea.
And
They saw him as the weak link.
But
And-
Reece James as well out of position.
And I think
for the
sometimes
first
when
goal.
you
He got
switch
away
to
with
that back three, he's the one almost being the left centre back, which is maybe some people say he plays there for Scotland sometimes, but I'm like, I don't think it's natural for him. But is he the one that of that back line you feel like is now almost declining? Dare I say?
I think, he still holds the record for the most assists from any defender in the Premier League.
But when was that?
This last year, he overtook that record. And last season definitely wasn't his best season. I'll give you that 100%. But to say he's done, nah.
I'm asking.
He's only 20.
You're asking the question. I'm giving you the answer. He's not done.
He's only 29. I don't think he can write
in Scotland as well. I think he's got a lot to do in terms of getting to the level that he was maybe in 2020, 2021. But listen, it's a long season to go. We'll see. Ups and downs, I'm sure. Charlton 1-0 up at home against Port Vale. Alfie May scores after 10 minutes from the penalty spot at the Valley.
Big signing.
Still no goals
Charlton.
in the other Premier League games. The only goal so far, or the 2 goals I should say, has been at Anfield.
And that's how we like it, when it's Bournemouth scoring them.
Cheers, mate.
Would you like to change your predictions?
My full one's still on, mate. My full one's still on. AGT is more dry than the Sahara Desert, says Jadon Sancho again. Thank you very much. You seem to have a lot of stuff to say, my friend. Big up to you for watching, though. Make sure you smash that like button as well.
He's just upset he's not getting any minutes for United.
Well, listen, is what it is. He's not on the pitch. He's on YouTube in the chat for the Saturday football show. So.
Is there something here?
Yeah. Should be at Carrington.
Gakpo's got to hit that.
Gakpo out to Salah. And Trent surely whips it in across the floor here.
Hey, you went for
Liverpool
goal from there.
Not today.
A few corners.
He's been in the gym
already.
this summer, I'm convinced of it.
Yeah.
Sorry?
I said he's been
Trent,
in the gym,
big time,
100%.
He's done the
Big time.
haircut gym sesh, when you level up. Come new season, I'm ready. I like it. But for me, you should have kept the dreads.
Liverpool looking better now after that kind
They
of
have to.
horror start,
It was a horror start.
McAllister on the corner.
Yeah. Do not forget, by the way, we have got that Tottenham versus Manchester United live stream for you at 5:30 on this channel. So we've got you covered for the whole afternoon. Fuad's going to be here. Liaz as well. Cams is rolling through.
Cams
Nick
will be here as well.
So looking forward to that one. It's going to be a good game, and we've got it all for you here on DR Sports. Let's talk Lucas Paqueta. He is currently being investigated by the FA for potential betting rules breaches, sources have confirmed to the BBC. Believed to be centred around bets placed on the Brazilian when it comes to yellow cards. The alleged claim was there. We've seen the evidence of the claim as well, that yellow card. What's your opinion on that? I mean, right in the amongst of maybe going to Man City, but this looks like it's derailed that move almost.
Well, the rumours are that it's his relatives who have been betting on yellow cards. So
Back home?
new Betway accounts, wasn't it?
yeah, I don't know where they've been doing it, but I've heard that it's his relatives making bets on yellow cards. Now, how easy that is to prove, I'm not sure, but I'm happy he's going to be staying 100%. He's going to be our talisman, the guy who obviously makes us tick this year. It would have been hard to lose him, especially at this stage. Declan Rice
Losing
and
both of
Paqueta
them,
in one window is outrageous.
What I saw that blew my mind yesterday with regards to this was, if you heard about the game it happened, there were a load of new Betway accounts that were made from relatives and friends of his, and there was a single Arsenal fan on Twitter who has hardly any followers, not a big account.
Goal! I'll interrupt you there. There's been a goal at Molineux. Massive game this one. We all predicted that there would be a Brighton away win. But, Jamie, where has this goal gone? Who scored?
I'm trying to get that goal now. Bear with me.
It's Karu Matoma.
Oh, Karu Matoma.
15 minutes in.
What a
1-0 to
player.
Brighton. Massive
What a
start there
player.
from Brighton away from home. How will Wolves fans in the stadium react to that one?
First goal of the season for Matoma as well.
It is.
Facts,
Yeah.
picking up his form from last year.
Some dribbler.
No one
Some
season
dribbler.
wonder for him,
No, he's carrying on. Still looking a bit edgy at Liverpool. It doesn't totally look as it should be looking, but we'll give you a brief description of this Matoma goal. He goes right through. Oh my word, what a goal.
Basically,
I know it's
What
a
a
meme
goal.
that he did his dissertation on dribbling, but my guy really does.
does
know how to
know
dribble.
how to do it.
Yeah.
He really does know how
I'm
to
pretty
do it.
sure he wrote about this specific move here.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
said, I shimmy to the left and I move to the right and then I take it back to the
Do you know
left and
what?
I hit with the outside of the boot.
That reminds
Safe.
me of maybe not coming
Look at
in
this.
from the left, but the finish of going
Slide
around the
to
couple.
the
You know when
left.
Torres was in his prime?
Yeah.
That's a kind of Torres, kind of Henri, finesse.
Yeah, I like that.
What a
Oof,
goal
unbelievable.
from
The guy is
Kuro
slalom.
Mitoma, I should say.
at
Great
this.
finish. What a goal. Some player he's going to turn out to be.
You don't
by the
save
way.
those.
You
Two
do
super
not.
goals in the Prem so
Do
far.
not. Just back on Paqueta though, is there now I mean, what's the end situation here for both parties?
So my point was, there was someone who tweeted on the day of the game, he took this yellow, saying, Paqueta for a yellow card is at ridiculously low odds. This, something's not quite right. And the fact that it came out that obviously there was foul play, and if you're looking at what happened with Ivan Toney, you'd have to think he'd be out for 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, perhaps. I mean, it depends whether this is the only offence or whether there were more betting irregularities in relation to his game. But I just think what a shame, because right as he was getting hyped up, whole story about his betting past comes out, and betting's a problem in football. I think you can all admit that when Betway's kind of plastered over the shirts. But I just think it's just really sad how he's probably cost him a move to a big club. And
oh no, it's not sad. We're happy.
Not
that he's
sad
staying.
for you, Jamie, mate. But
I think it would be interesting to see where it happens, because I think it's a very similar case to the Kieran Trippier case, and I don't think it's like the Ivan Toney case.
But did it happen once? If that's the only time it happened, I agree with you.
Well, I think the Kieran Trippier case was there was like relatives who were making the bets and whatnot.
It's not you directly,
Lump it on, wasn't it?
That's true.
Something like that.
Trippier,
I think he ended up with like a 10-week ban, whereas the Ivan Toney is a lot more extensive. So the main thing I'm interested in is when the investigation takes place and what the ban will be. Like I say, he's probably going to end up staying at the club now, but this time next year he has a release clause activating his contract for 85 million anyway. So teams will be able to come in and buy him,
But I think there's a lot more to see on this story. I saw that the people that took this bet on Paqueta to get a yellow, there was also a Real Betis player who was also one to get a yellow card. So I have a feeling that it might just be the tip of the iceberg, what's come out at the moment, and could be completely wrong. But I don't like stories like these. It's just a great shame. And bad for the game as well, I think.
Salah's got to be sharper there, man. Just forced him at the back post, but...
Liverpool are peppering the goal, though.
Yeah, they're starting to liven up a little.
Yeah, 20 minutes in almost now at Anfield. Barnet have gone 1-0 up at home to Woking. Zach Brunt with the goal. Swindon have gone 1-0 up away at Wrexham. Wrexham potentially finding it a lot tougher now. They're in League 2 compared to the National League. On Paqueta as well, do we think that, as you mentioned, might open a can of worms into a wider issue in terms of maybe cracking down on this kind of thing happening in football? We've seen big bans get handed out for irregularities when it comes to betting. But if you're Paqueta now and you're thinking, right, I'm about to go to Manchester City for 100 million, what's his mental state now, coming from a West Ham fan, in terms of what have I done, almost?
All I can say is about the player is he was linked to him last week. He played for us against Brentford, and he was Bournemouth, and he was our best player. I don't think there's been any doubts about him applying himself on the pitch. I think he was very much of a case like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Yeah. It's going to be a blow for him to obviously not go. But I imagine from his perspective now, he's probably thinking, I'm surrounded by bad PR. I just need to concentrate on the football pitch, I'd say.
Question for you, Jamie, though, on that. And I'm only thinking about it myself. I feel uncomfortable with the idea that a player would be giving his all on the pitch if he's looking to get a yellow card. And I think if you watch the yellow that is being kind of touted as the one that he's been outed for, it was pretty clear he kind of deliberately went in for it.
When I saw that one, I was like,
yo,
it was a little bit fishy.
It seemed like he was going for the ball on that.
Yeah.
Do you think?
I was like, there was a ball to be won there, and he went for the challenge. You could say, yeah, it's a bit aggressive. It was in the middle of the pitch. Yeah, it's needless, but I don't know. For me, it doesn't look as clear as... There's a lot. I think there's a lot of speculation in cases like this, and people kind of make assumptions of what is and what's not, and they try and kind of do the forensic whole. Listen, let the investigation happen. If he gets punished, he gets punished. But I think, as you said, the most important thing now for him is West Ham keep their best player.
Yep.
Yeah,
he kind of just has to get his head down. And I'll be honest with you, I was someone who, for the majority of last season, I was disappointed in Paqueta. For someone who'd come in for 50 million, West Ham's record fee, I didn't feel like he really was pulling any trees until the last 10 games of the season. And it was almost like Carlos Tevez-esque, where he just turned into your best player.
Mate, I couldn't agree more, man. Like when City were being linked with him, and the first like initial figures that were being reported were like over 100 million. I was like taking.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Lucas Paqueta. Super important for us in the final. But he had like 3 good months. He had that period of time where he did play well
in the business end.
He weren't around for the first half of the season, and we struggled. So when 100 million gets thrown at your table, it's like take Lucas Paqueta, man, because he's not a £100 million player.
But I think now if he can kind of even have a better second season, and the price is still going to be there next summer. And as you said, there's an 85 million clause. You've paid 50 million. You're going to make profit on it regardless. So
Facts.
in a weird way, I don't think it's as bad as it's being made out to be. I think it's a bad situation where obviously you've got players' relatives potentially betting and doing side things. But I think, listen, if we're going to start playing the moral card in football and things like that, listen, we're going to go down a slippery slope.
I couldn't agree
football
more,
is not the game to come and be righteous and moral, I'm telling you. So a couple of yellow card bets, I don't really care, man.
Just staying on West Ham, David Moyes has claimed that he's currently not considering a move for former West Ham star Jesse Lingard. What did you make when you heard that he was coming back to train with you guys? And would you have him back?
Jesse was for the vibes, wasn't he? Like he came in that COVID season. I still think. Do you remember the band celebration? That still lives in my head rent free, man. Like he was great for us. Exactly. Like, Jesse Lingard, I wouldn't even mind Jesse Lingard being an option. We're in the Europa League. We're in multiple competitions this year. I wouldn't mind signing him, but he left a lot to be desired at Nottingham Forest. He took big wages there and didn't even perform. You know what I mean? So if he was to come at the club and get a short-term deal, I wouldn't be against it, but like he can't be starting in our side. It would be so West Ham for us. I thought last week what was going to happen is we'd sell Lucas Paqueta, and it's like, we've just we've gone and got Lingard, mate. You know what I mean? So
12 months too late almost, you felt like. And I said that I thought last year was one of the he was almost one of the biggest flops of the season, because you were meant to go to Nottingham Forest and be the star man. Morgan Gibbs-White took the number 10 shirt, took your position and said, this is how it's done. And he just almost got left on the bench. And you always kind of think,
you weren't playing games. You should have just gone West Ham, where you were actually A, loved, B, you'd actually done something, and C, you could have actually been involved in a bit more of the project, if you like. But now it's kind of 2 steps back. Do you guys even see him as that much of an attractive prospect? As you said, now he comes in and it's like you're a squad option. I actually see him as an option off the pitch as well, though.
Yeah.
Like, I think he'll be a senior head. He's very accomplished off the pitch. He's a good personality, I imagine, to have around the dressing room. And we're in so many competitions, I think he could be beneficial to the squad, you know. He knows he's
in the Europa League this year, isn't it?
Yeah, man. Yeah, in the Europa League. So
you need that depth.
Super chat here, just before we update you on some more goals from Top Gooner. Look at AGT, best stream ever. Liverpool in the mud, a lot of Liverpool are finished comments in the chat there as well. So
read those ones, man.
LJ Brown with the question for all of us. Members of the panel, do you think the refs are taking bets too based on some of their decisions? Just while you're thinking, Joe Bellingham scores a goal, his first one for Sunderland, or maybe a second one.
Huge.
We love to see it. Another Bellingham scoring, balling out. But I mean, listen, we can't really... Don't start this again. I'm not getting involved in another Bellingham saga.
He's coming on in the second half, isn't he?
Yeah, cheers.
And Caicedo.
But yeah, listen, there have probably been examples of refs taking bets, but maybe
what was
Anthony
the German
Taylor,
one that got done once upon a time? I remember there was a German referee.
I remember that.
There was a whole big drama.
Did he have blonde hair? Quite long blonde hair?
Yeah. I can't remember the exact name.
Saga.
I think for me, that if you're ever talking about a ref who's been paid that, I think, go and look back at the Chelsea versus Barcelona.
I was going to say that.
It's a disgrace, as John Golan said. Listen, I fully agree. Watching that game
as well, isn't it?
Yeah. So I don't know if it was ever proven or anything, but that was one game definitely where I was like, something fishy going on there. Champions League 2019, 2 minutes in, fake handball given. It's a bit like,
doesn't matter.
The grapes are sour for that.
Very.
Sounds like some money's involved here.
But I will say that Overbo one, that broke my heart more than John Terry missing.
Was he Norwegian, that guy?
He was.
He retired after that, didn't he?
Yeah.
Well, he never got any kind of meaningful games. I think he missed out on the World Cup because of it, and probably rightly so. I mean, now every time Chelsea play a big European game, he comes out in front of the mics and says, I made a mistake. I'm so sorry. My life's been ruined. And, well... At the time, it felt like every Chelsea fan's life had been ruined, because we felt like we were never going to win the Champions League. And Yeah, well.
Got a 1-2 since.
Yeah.
Lots of water under the bridge, though. I don't know if I forgive him, but I have forgotten, let's say.
Piero Hinsiape of Leverkusen liked a Liverpool post on Twitter. That was a referee, apparently. Says sensible fan. Shout out to you. Robin Van Persie, red card against Barca, says Wiggy. That was a bit of a howler, wasn't it? We are witnessing right now on the 26th minute at Anfield the round of applause for Michael Jones, who of course died on the Bramley Moor. And as you can see, sometimes it transcends what goes on the pitch.
I like that.
Liverpool fans all on their feet right now at Anfield, which is a beautiful thing. Wow, look at that.
I like that.
That's unbelievable. R.I.P. little Michael, Everton forever.
Yeah, that's class.
Getting taken along the cop. Bro, that's goosebumps. And Liverpool have scored. Yes. Come on.
How's it changed
That's
the
what I'm
tune there?
talking about. Love that.
Someone clip
Luchito
that
Diaz. Vamos.
Someone clip that up.
Yes.
I've never seen
Yes. Shout out to...
Bro was like, yes,
mad.
we're commemorating the little Michaels. Come on! Let's go!
But no, in all seriousness, there was a beautiful moment on the court
I hope
there.
that gets disallowed.
But
from
Luis
VAR.
Diaz's goal. Let's have a look. Oh! Vamos! Come on, Diaz. 2 and 2. Vamos, Luchito.
What a finish.
Vamos.
The invention from this man is
What a
different.
guy.
Class.
And it was
His
just-
body shape is mad. The
Let
way
your
he
nuts
can.
hang. Let
Yeah.
your nuts
What a
hang.
goal.
And it
that
was-
is
What
crazy.
a goal.
It was seconds
That is
after the minutes
crazy.
applause finished.
Honestly,
as well.
it was like it was written. I'm not sure what happened,
Hey,
but Jota cuts it back.
I was going to say that's a great touch and control from
It's
Jota
a
there.
silly goal.
Nah, that's nice.
That's a silly, and it
That's
takes
Great
reflection
pass as
to
well.
it.
Sky pass, little flick. Oh.
Has he meant that first touch?
Yeah.
Has he meant that first touch?
Yeah, of course. He was
Luis
doing it to
Diaz,
catch you
I'll
out.
say yeah.
Look.
I'll say Luis Diaz. I'll agree. Yeah, he
What
meant
do you
that.
mean?
Oh, Max
He meant
Aaron's,
that shit.
Come on,
He
bro.
meant that shit.
What a goal.
Max
from
Aaron's life
Luchito.
flashed before his eyes when he fell down.
Welcome
Yes.
to the Premier League, son. Welcome back.
Yeah.
What
Great
a
goal
finish.
from Luis Diaz. 1-1 now at Anfield after that emotional minute at L4. But it's a great response now from Liverpool. Hopefully they can push on. There's been another goal in League 2 for Charlie Austin. Remember him?
Wow.
Bagsman.
I remember his
Now
interviews
putting
more
them
for
in
his
from
football.
Swindon. Yes. The
Park life.
She was offside. I could
Best league in the world, worst officials.
love to see it.
What's been at Chelsea back in the day?
Running to call AGT shameless just because your party is over. Pathetic, says GMAC. Shout out to you in the comments. man.
Bill Arthur
Up for
says,
me.
yo, the clapping distracted the cherries. Listen.
It's a great finish, though, and you can't deny that from Lewis.
Semenyo.
Canate all over the
Nate
gaff.
left on his arse
Yeah.
there.
Not a great response to going ahead from Liverpool, but Dominic Soboslai on the ball finds Diogo Jota, and Liverpool looking to calm it down a little bit now and just build from that. AGT give them a Raul. Chat up. I should, but I'm not, because I'm not a Raul. But yes, a lot of Colombia flags in the chat right now. And yes, Luis Diaz has started the season in excellent form, but half an hour into the game at Craven
Should that have been a
Cottage,
penalty, though? Look at this.
Solanke and
What part of the ball was taken there?
That's a shoulder barge. I'm not angry at that. That's old school defending. I like it.
Yeah?
That's what did you not see yourself play?
Listen.
I'd be
I'm asking the question. I'm asking the question.
no, it's-
I'm just
okay,
asking the question.
right. Still no goal in the other game in the Premier League today. But again, we saw Mitoma's excellent wonder goal as put Brighton 1-0 up away to Wolves. It's still Leicester 0, Cardiff 0 in the Championship as well. Wrexham have just got a goal back though against Swindon. Jack Bickerstaff on the half an hour mark with that one. Good. It seems like with Wrexham, whatever league they find themselves in, there's always goals. So Ben Foster let 2 in, but his team have just scored 1 to get back into the game at Wrexham Stadium. Good to see. I wanted to talk to you guys about England. Tomorrow they play in the World Cup final against Spain. The Lionesses have done an amazing job.
Yep.
We had a debate about this on the Best of Enemies with Expressions and Robbie, just as we're seeing a great save from Luke Steele in goal. Fabio Silva definitely should have scored. But on the show yesterday on Best of Enemies, Expressions came out and said that he believes that Sarina Wiegman could do better than Southgate. Have a look at this.
Wow.
Think she could do a job for England?
100%, fam.
Do you know them way there? Look what she's done for the women's team.
Yeah, you know what? She won the Euros with the Dutch team. She won the Euros with the England team.
Look at that.
And now she could win the World Cup with the England team.
And what Southgate won?
Yeah, but come on, Southgate has got to a final and a semi-final before, innit?
Yeah, bro.
No
disrespect. It wasn't the hardest route, bro, for him to get to that.
No disrespect to Serena Wiegmann. Not taking anything at all away from the Women's World Cup, but to win a Men's World Cup is a bit more harder.
Of course it is.
You've got more.
Of course it is.
You know what I mean?
Of course it is.
So you can't just say...
No, of course it is. But at the same time, who did England beat to get to that final?
So Expressions believes there that Wiegmann could make that crossover from the ladies' team, the Lionesses, to the men's team. Could you see something like that happening? I mean, Robbie was saying he didn't want to take any credit away. He just doesn't really see it. But how do you see that one, Jamie?
I think it's overdue. I think there's some quality female managers in general. You look at people like Emma Hayes at Chelsea, who's absolute class. I mean, if Serena Wiegmann is she deserves a statue if she goes and wins this tomorrow morning. So
back to back, that would be.
Yeah, that'd be back to back. Like England haven't done that before if we're talking across the board. So I wouldn't be against it. It's just, it'd be interesting to see her ideas, see what she can bring to the role. You've seen the way that English football, female football really, or women's football I should say, has been exploded in the last few years, and a lot of that's down to her,
I think so. I think you'll see it long before. I think you've seen it even in the NBA at points and in other sports where you kind of see female coaches get involved. I think you've seen it at a lower league level as well. I think there have been female coaches taking over some men's team. I don't know how mainstream it will become or how normalised it will become, if that makes sense, because they will probably dominate the women's game in general as they are. But I think even if you look at kind of black coaches and things like that, it's always been for kind of whatever smaller percentage groups there are. Managerial is a ruthless job as it is, like even for these top managers we talk about. So I think there's going to be kind of a sense of that for Emma Hayes. She's kind of thinking, if I'm dominating in the women's game, do I really want to go into kind of the Sharks or the Premier League, if you like, where it could be butchering after 6 months, if you like. Whereas in the women's league, she can go and continue the game and go and be a legend, just continue to grow her legacy. So for me, it all depends on kind of how much you want to challenge yourself as a coach. If you like, I think Emma Hayes is one of those I'm looking at. I'd love to see her kind of challenge herself and see, you know what, maybe I can go and take a championship job. Let me go and throw my hat in the ring. So it would be how much they want to push themselves, but how much the environment is also willing.
Just on Emma Hayes as well, Tom, was there a period last season where instead of getting in a Frank Lampard to oversee what was an awfully unsuccessful period in the latter stages, would there have been a shout to say, well, actually give Emma Hayes, but then of course you're taking her away from her job?
Yes. I mean, you always get it right, and for those that don't know, I consider myself a fan of Chelsea women as well, as much as the men's team. So, and I run a page that has Chelsea women's social too. So I hear the views of all those fans, and it's true that whenever a manager leaves at Chelsea men,
Liverpool have got a penalty, by the way, at Anfield.
Wow.
We'll come back to you on that one. And again, we will preview the big final tomorrow. But Liverpool have got a penalty, so we have to go to Anfield.
Yeah, so much to say on the.
It's going to be rollercoaster football with you guys this year, isn't it?
It's a great topic.
And Soboslai goes down under Rothwell challenge.
Box?
And it's a penalty to Liverpool. We're just waiting. By the way, 4-1 Swindon now away at Wrexham. Unbelievable there in Wrexham there. I can't believe they've seen 5 goals go in the first half. What a game that is, by the way. That's a penalty.
Stonewall.
In the Bundesliga, they had 6.
What's he doing there?
I can't like.
Let's have a look. Soboslai does really well.
Where's he
Soboslai was getting a lot.
Is he in? Oh, he is in the box.
Shooting, but his dribbling is nice as well. I can't lie to you. Even the first touch he had in the first game was him weaving into the opposition
Mo
box.
Salah standing over the ball. What's it going to be? Will it be the end of his Premier League drought when it comes to penalties? He obviously missed one against Bournemouth last season, didn't he? Referee blows the whistle.
Left.
Oh my God, it's a save from Neto.
The drought continues.
No drought. Come on.
You
Back on top, Liverpool.
You sold us a dream.
Fantastic. Reeled you in. Apparently it was super unlucky for the keeper. But yeah, Liverpool back ahead. Mo Salah Scores from the spot, albeit it was nervy. It was nervy. We'll have a look at Neto trying to put Salah off, which they're trying to clamp down on. There has been a goal in the Leicester game as well. Madavidua has scored. Let's have a look at this penalty from Mo Salah as he goes to take it.
Same run-up as last year.
It's saved by the keeper, and then Salah scores the rebound. He scores the rebound.
The way he's celebrating as well.
Minute,
no one saw that. No one saw that.
He's missed his pen, and he scores the rebound. Unlucky from Neto. I'm not sure if you can hear that person that's just randomly walked in off the street. We'll have to get security on him and kick him out. It was an awful penalty from Mo Salah. It was an awful penalty from Mo Salah. And again, is there now an even bigger argument to say that Salah needs to come off the penalties for Liverpool now?
Dominic's there.
I'm not sure. I am not sure. Dom loves a penalty.
He is
really
there.
I might be going
but he won
mad.
the penalty, and it was a great bit of skill from him. And it's a silly
making that challenge for though. He's going
There's
nowhere.
no need for it.
Terrible foul to
No
commit that.
need for it whatsoever. But Liverpool find themselves now 2-1 up at home to Bournemouth. My prediction is still on. Thank you very much. Let's go back though to Serena Wiegmann, right? Looking ahead to the final tomorrow, the pressure on her shoulders now to deliver not only a Euros, which she's done that, big tick, home victory as well, being at Wembley. And then you look at the World Cup final, to see America go out, to see France go out. It's now the hosts have gone out in Australia. To play Spain in the final, is this maybe the biggest ever moment for the women's game in the country?
Yes, 100%. You know, you've only got to look, 50, 60 years ago, the ban was only just lifted by the FA on women's football. So the game is still so new in the women's game in general, you know. And I think going into this tournament, no one really expected England to compete as well as they have done because they had so many big injuries. You know, and I think either way, this is like a victory for women's football in this country, 100%. But, you know, we're in a final, let's win it, you know.
Spain are good. Spain are a very good side. There is a kind of revolt against their coach. I think 15 of their players went on strike last summer after the Euros. But and as you say, particularly also based off injuries and our performances in the first sort of 4 or 5 games at the tournament, I'm pretty surprised we've kind of made it to the final. But it's
Lauren James coming back as well.
Absolutely, and I was here watching that. It's credit to all the girls that actually they've found a way. It's been really hard at times against Nigeria, you know, 10 against 10 players for about an hour. Against Colombia, really tough game, but found the goal to win us the game. And then Australia, the host nation, semi-final, national stadium, but we bring it home, you know, particularly after a Sam Kerr screamer. But if you don't mind me going back to the kind of management question you asked earlier, because I find it really fascinating, and it's not the first time that a women's team head coach has been moved over to the men, and it's been successful. Like, so Canada did it. John Herdman, who's now in charge of them, took them to the World Cup for the first time with the men after doing pretty well with the women's team as well. For me, speaking to a lot of fans of the women's game, they tend not to like this debate about women's coaches going into the men's game. I think they see it as a kind of slightly patronising towards the women's game. That's the point I often get told, and I think it's important that I raise it, even though I'd be fascinated to see how an Emma Hayes would do in the men's game.
And that's what I was saying earlier, with kind of like they would probably want to dominate their field, if that makes sense. Like, after Serena wins a World Cup, why not be the first females manager to go do back-to-back World Cup? Looking at this England team, you probably could.
Not the first,
Do you think that's a real motivation for her, though?
Why would it not be?
Why would it not
for
be?
all the best managers, it would be.
It would be groundbreaking.
But you look at the men's side for England as well. She could think, I could go win the men's World Cup now as well, you know.
But the pressure that
It's
comes with that,
different.
you've seen the
Agreed.
pressure with Southgate and everything, and for me, it's just like that could potentially then undo all the work that it's like, oh, we knew she couldn't hack it in the men's game. Why does she even bother coming up? She costs us our country's hopes now. And all of that talk comes in. Instead, for me, it's like, you're a legend at what you do right now. You can continue to be groundbreaking. As you said, this World Cup and England winning the Euros and then the World Cup, it's put so much light on the women's game, and it's put so much light on who they are. You're now going to completely take that away and instead put it in the men's game, where the men's.
Oh, it's bigger and better kind of thing.
Absolutely.
You know.
So for me, it's like to keep raising this women's game, you have to almost keep the greats there. Like even like a Marta now who's going to retire. Go and be the Brazil coach. Go and show the new gen of what you want to keep almost your legends in where you are. Like I say, the sometimes we get female pundits on like the Barclays Premier Leagues and things like that. Like I love it when sometimes you watch the WSL and it will be an all women's legends cast, and I'm like, right,
this is what we like.
Should be. I'm not trying to see Peter Schmeichel talking about the WSL and all this stuff.
Women in Ultimate Team in FIFA as well, I think is going to, or in the AFC, I think it's going to bring a new generation actual knowledge and interest in the women's game, and that's only a good thing. I feel like people are now going to be able to name female players beyond Sam Kerr and Alessia Russo, for instance, which is nothing but a great thing. But and just kind of a final point on Emma Hayes specifically, and because she has kind of said before, she was linked with the Wimbledon men's job after a manager got sacked maybe a couple of years ago, and she would always say, you know, why would I go from top as the point you made for it, why would I go from the top of the women's game to a far lower level in the men's game? You know, if we're trying to get equality, is that really equal? But then I guess I made the point to the group that surely if we've got male coaches in the women's game, we would all really welcome, you know, female coaches coming into the men's game. So I want to see men and women coaches across both men's and women's football, I guess.
Would you have Emma Hayes as a candidate for one of the Chelsea jobs? If the next time it came up and Emma Hayes threw a hat in the ring?
But I wouldn't want her to move directly from the women to the men. Okay. What I wouldn't want is her to go, my work's done with the women, I'm moving on to bigger and better things. That's not what I want. If, say, she left the women's job, did some national team work perhaps, I know she really likes Spain, actually, incidentally, and was tempted to work on the Spain job.
Yeah.
If she did that, maybe left that, and then there was talk about her perhaps becoming the Chelsea manager, absolutely, but I want Poch to succeed for very many years. So do not have that as a slant on Poch.
For the first time in his career.
It's a really interesting debate though. I really enjoy it because, you know, last 2 or 3 years particularly, I've really gotten into Chelsea women's team, been to games and stuff, and I love it.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back into the scores. A few bits and bobs to update you on. Swansea 1, Coventry 1. Jerry Yates with a goal. 2 goals in 2 minutes in that game as well. There was a big chance for Wolves at home to Brighton, which they spurned over the bar.
Out-Nori, yeah.
Out-Nori with the chance. Wolves need a goal in that game for sure if they're going to pick up on what was a really spirited performance at Old Trafford. How they didn't come away without a point is unbelievable.
It's a tough start to the season though for Wolves. Man United and Brighton.
Back to back.
It's tough.
Not easy now for sure.
Still 1-0 at Molineux. Still 0-0 in the other game between Fulham and Brentford.
Yeah.
Not much, if anything, has been happening there. But I say that, it's been a goal.
1-0 to Brentford.
And who is it?
It's Yoann Wissa. The man with an incredible smile is smiling once again in West London.
Yep,
1-0
just
to Brentford.
Before the half-time mark as well. Wissa, 2-2 for him now. Massive goal that for Brentford. Maybe I should do that for other games and just, you know, slag them off and then there's goals all of a sudden.
There we go.
I really worried for Brentford coming into this season. I thought they'd struggle without the Tony goals, but they look on smoke.
And Mbeumo last week was a handful for our defence, I think. Wissa, I think back end of last season, he showed he can pop up in moments with goals. And I think Sade in the second half of the season was a nice signing off the bench as well. A lot of pace. I don't know if he's got that maybe finishing where he can kind of bring the goals, but between the three of them, can definitely keep it ticking over till at least Tony comes back.
Oh, good shuffle.
Good save, Neto.
Yeah, chance for Liverpool there. Trent Alexander-Arnold with a shot on goal. Good work from Szoboszlai and Cody Gakpo on the edge of the box.
That overload on the right side that they do with Dominic, Salah and Trent.
That's going to work.
That's a right back is
spooky.
Liverpool looking like themselves again now.
Into added time there now at Anfield in this game as well. But yeah, Brentford goal, massive goal for Yoann Wissa, who continues to be the goal scorer without Ivan Toney in that team as well. That is now a record for Mo Salah, another one that he's broken. 9 in 10 at Anfield, and he's now in the top 5 goal scorers Hang on, let me just triple check that. Salah eclipses Liverpool's legend in all-time scorers list. He is now ahead of Steven Gerrard into 5th place. Wow. And he has managed the amount in just 307 appearances. Only Ian Rush, Roger Hunt, Gordon Hodgson and Billy Liddell have now scored more for Liverpool.
Oh my God.
From Fulham.
Fulham basically back pass to the keeper, gone all wrong.
Talk to me about the goal, boys.
Issa Diop trying to play it back to his goalkeeper, and it just goes completely wrong here. Basic 5-yard pass. He tries a first-time one on his weaker foot as well.
Keeps his cool though.
It's a bit like the
Really good
Bournemouth disallowed goal earlier. The one just terrible pass and
big goal, big name of the goal scorer in the Championship, Aaron Ramsey, on his homecoming back to the Bluebirds of Cardiff. He has scored away for them now at Leicester in added time in the first half. I tell you what, that will be some game to watch as well. Leicester 1, Cardiff 1. It's now half time to Middlesbrough and Huddersfield in the Championship as well.
The best thing about that Aaron Ramsey story as well is his son signed for the club the same day.
Great story, isn't it?
That's class, man. Yeah, his son signed for Cardiff the same day.
I did not know that.
How old is he?
They did it in the young academy
video.
Yeah.
That's wicked.
It's like the Johnsons both playing together for Iceland. Ida and
there we go,
Ida's
half-time at
son.
Brighton. 1-0, Mittoma's goal giving the lead at the Molineux. Half-time there, and Liverpool game still going. 4 minutes additional time in that one.
Disappointing. Fabio Silva just popped up on our screen.
Just hit the post just earlier.
Player who just doesn't seem to.
Another corner for Liverpool.
Liverpool really waking up back end of this first half.
Looking good, involved in a lot of stuff on that right-hand side.
When we were talking about signings of the season, he's one I think should be involved.
Look at the late run into the box.
I think what he's going to bring in terms of just technical ability on the ball to that midfield, I personally think he'll be a better signing than McAllister. I think the reason why people will put McAllister ahead is obviously because of the money, but I think in terms of set pieces, goal contributions and everything, I think he will bring.
Do you not worry that this side is a little bit unbalanced at the moment? They all look great going forward, but there's been periods in this first half that have looked get-attable.
But again, you need a couple number 6s in the club. We've got one. Free header for Konate. 7 yards out. Should have got that on target at least. Poor defending that from Bournemouth.
And do you feel comfortable with Konate starting?
Yeah, 100%.
You do?
Him and Van Dijk, 100%. Yeah,
Konate,
if I'm honest though, Konate's been really poor in this game, but he's generally the guy that actually plays the best out of him and Virgil these days, if you ask most Liverpool fans. So 1-1 at Southend between Southend and Hartlepool. Hartlepool must have nicked a goal back.
Yeah.
Still Swindon 4, 1 up away at Wrexham. What a half that has been, and that again shows you how difficult this season will be.
Welcome to the
for
Football
Wrexham.
League.
Birmingham as well, massive goal for them just before half time. Miyoshi has scored away at Bristol City. It's Blackburn 0, Hull 0 in the Championship as well. There's another chance here for Bournemouth, but Dominic Solanke and Liverpool clear. It's half time between Swansea and Coventry as well. Did anyone see Gustavo Hamer's goal last night for Sheffield United?
Shades of Raja Nainggolan.
Yes, class.
Oh, was it?
What a player, by the way. Saw him play for Cov in the playoff final at Wembley. Ran the show, scored the goal for them as well in the game. And I always thought someone's got to go and pick him up. And his goal last night, I don't know if you've seen it, curled it top right. Really good finish to introduce himself.
Half time.
It's a great win for Notts Forest, though.
It is massive. QPR 0, Ipswich 0. Again, that was probably a Premier League fixture some time ago. Barnet 1 up at home against Woking, and Reading have just scored late in stoppage time in League One at home to Stevenage. Andy Carroll still playing for Reading. I believe he missed a penalty last week as well.
He did.
But it's pretty much half time in all the games so far. In the Premier League, in the Championship, some goals flying in now. We're getting some good stuff, aren't we? My half-time topic for you guys, and everyone can get involved in the chat as well. Obviously, today is the first home game for many teams. Loving that football is back in their home stadiums. What, in your opinion, are the songs that get you pumped up for a football game? So, for instance, on the way here, I listened to Fire by Kasabian. I don't think there's many.
Leicester.
There really isn't many songs that get you more pumped up. Again, the footballers now have taken it into a different league in terms of bringing in different genres. But in terms of that kind of U2 Beautiful Day, Kasabian Fire kind of category of songs that go well with football compilations or to get you in the mood, chuck some names at
I'll
me.
be real with you.
Ty would love this feature as well.
Mine hasn't changed in about 20 years.
Go on.
DMX X gon' give it to
Oh, class.
Yo, if that doesn't get the blood pumping,
It's a
no
tune.
there's something wrong with you. For me, that is like almost like I walk out the house, dog mentality straight away.
ready to bark.
Yeah, trust me.
And the way he performed that as well,
Hey.
that video where there's like
the million,
yeah, jam or whatever it was.
Bro,
that
it
looks
is
crazy.
such an
Lose
iconic
Yourself,
song.
Eminem says sub 'em.
Yourself always.
Yes,
Big one.
yes.
Have terrible memories of it though at Wembley. Final of every time I've been at Wembley before a penalty shootout, they play Lose Yourself. I was there for the League Cup final 2 seasons ago.
What a shame.
FA Cup final.
What a shame.
Euros final. Every time I hear it at Wembley.
DJ knew what he was doing. Got some more in here.
For me-
Seven Nation Army was lost, but now I'm found. Limp Bizkit. Derude Sandstorm, says Jake. Massive one. Da, 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 da.
Oh shit! Yeah.
I think that's that.
Is that the Ibiza, the
Sandstorm.
Sunderland one?
That's the one that they did
Sunderland
use
Till
for,
I
for a
Die,
bit.
yeah. That was brilliant.
No
Yeah,
Church in the
YouTube
Wild
Beautiful
by
Day.
Jay-Z and
Massive.
Kanye West.
Massive.
That's mine.
Massive. Mad Dog Fuad in the chat. Shout out to him. Mad Dog. Rough Riders.
Crazy one for me. At Stamford Bridge, Park Life by Blur is just
Yeah.
spine-tinglingly good. I was wearing a full
You
Blur
were wearing a
merch
Blur t-shirt
before the
earlier.
show, but that one always.
Tupac hit him up.
Yeah, it's decent.
It's
I'm
no
gonna
Church in
say
the World. It's no Church in the World for
Oasis.
me.
Right here, Fatboy Slim.
Great shout.
Right here, right now.
The way that builds as well.
Yeah.
Man City use it. Yeah, right here, right now.
Right here, right
Fatboy
now.
Slim.
Oh yeah, good.
Massive.
What a tune.
Early noughties classic that is.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Not for me personally.
What's,
I get it.
What's the Calvin Harris track? It's like, can you stay up for the weekend? Yeah, that was. We have a club DJ at West Ham, and he always plays that on European nights. It's like,
I'm not alone.
Yes, that's
to
it.
the end of time.
Yeah, that's
Open
it.
your eyes. Yeah, massive song that is. I'm
The
not alone. Love
Liquidator.
that.
The Liquidator.
That's
got
it,
to be
Chelsea.
there.
Dun, dun,
One
yeah.
step beyond. as
I'm
well.
sorry, that is awful. The liquid.
Oh, I
The
love
Liquidator
it.
is awful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, but
yeah.
so many
Awful.
clubs up and down the pyramid use it. It's not just a
Yeah,
Chelsea.
you've claimed it as your own.
Oh, that ain't
We've
it.
got Bubbles. They've
West
got You Never
Brom-
Walk Alone.
West Brom use
Yeah.
it.
What have you got?
Chelsea. That's what we've got.
Terrible.
That is actually awful. When you do the face as well, it's just awful.
Honestly.
He said it
Masque
with
Nada,
chest as well.
Sergio Mendes, Masque Nada, Jogo Benito era.
Yeah.
Yes.
Love that, love
Yes,
that.
that's like Yoga Bonito.
Written
vibes.
in the stars, Tiny Temper, Prime Barclays,
Oh.
says
Oh,
ABS.
yeah.
You know what? Yeah, I'll give it.
Big
It's only
banger.
because of that. I don't actually like the song, but because it reminds me of that golden line. Yeah, go on, give me some of that.
Strong line impression.
Clubfoot, Kasabian.
Massive.
Classic.
Love Me Again, John Newman, says JCF.
That's a FIFA tune. Man.
Alex
That's not
Johnson
football.
says Linkin Park Jay-Z Encore.
Wow, great shout.
Can I get
Great shout.
Oi.
One more.
Big up Nitish. He says the Triple H WWE theme song. I love that.
That's just general gas. That's general motivation.
Time to play the game.
Yeah.
Jerk It Out, Cesares.
Oh, what a
Great
song.
Hey, the FIFA legend.
Oh, check it out.
It's like
What
same
a
with
song.
Stone Cold's entrance music, man. Like, yes, exactly, mate.
I've got to chuck some
I need to wake up with that in the morning.
in there. Effing in the Bushes, that song by Oasis.
Hey,
Yeah.
some great shout
I can't
outs
say the
from
actual name of what it's called, but it's a good walkout song at the boxing as well. You Never Walk Alone up there. We play it before. That takes on a bit of a different
I
meaning.
don't know
when
if
there's
you
a
guys
tragedy that's happened
will
as well,
like this
man.
one, but personally, I like this one. Don't Like by Chief Keef. I don't like. Yeah, big up DMYG for that one.
What else have we got?
Forget
Top
everything.
Loader, Dancing in the Moonlight. It's a good one.
Good song.
It's a
You know
good
what
one.
though? It's not
It's a good one.
It's a good song after you've won. I don't think it's a pre-game song.
I'll tell
Yeah.
you the biggest win song, Mo Bamba, Shit Quest.
Oh,
I'm just like, if I'm in the dressing room,
that's a
Imagine
tune,
Klopp
yeah.
putting that on.
they
One
play
I-
that game, so
yeah.
I'm going mad.
Yeah.
One I love, Zeg Cars, the one Everton used to come
Yeah.
out to. It's
Watford
class.
use it as well.
Watford use it as well.
Velan FC says a great one, which I think actually is more of like a comp one, but 50 Cent, Many Men. When a new gaffer comes in and he gets the Many Men comp.
It's a Mourinho.
I love it, yeah.
Mourinho.
That's so out of place. You imagine that getting played at Fulham. Do you know what I mean? It wouldn't happen.
Park life with Scott Parker.
On the first day, a bunch of Tottenham fans did that, and I was like, you know what? I'm already on board.
one that West Ham used, it drove me mad because you won the game 3-2. Twist and shout. It was class. You played it after every goal during COVID.
Come on,
and it just worked.
Come on, baby. Beatles tune.
It was when you beat us 3-2 and we just conceded stupid goals and I had to listen to all the twist and shout afterwards.
I'm going to read out a few now, and again, tick or cross. One Kiss, Dua Lipa, massive.
Oh, it's massive.
When you won the Champions League.
Scottish accent, Andy
Jay-Z
Robertson.
Encore, Sweet Caroline, Firestarter, Prodigy, Insomnia, Faithless. These are great shouts. Seven Nation Army, North London Forever, says Gooner Eagle. Intro, Meek Mill. So not a bad shout. That is a big song. That was massive
Dreams
at
and
the
Nightmares,
time.
if we're talking about Meek Mill.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's got to be Dreams and Nightmares. Kanye West can't tell me nothing.
That's I want that played at my funeral.
You understand? You understand music? I can tell.
Someone should get a playlist of these, like a
I've got
DR
one. I was listening to it earlier.
DR Sports playlist.
Yeah, it's just a shame we can't play the music on the show, but such is YouTube, unfortunately. MOP, Anti-Up, class. Like that. Shook Ones as well.
Oh yeah,
the best
Mobb
hip-hop
Deep.
beat of all time by Mobb Deep.
ASAP Ferg, New Level. I think that's a great one.
I'm on a new level.
I love that. That's usually my gym
Hey
song.
Jude.
Yeah. I mean,
Hey Jude's good,
we've gone from New Level to Hey Jude. It's a different vibe. I'm not angry at it, but you know.
The Game, Hate It or Love It. Eminem, Not Afraid. We Live Forever by The Prodigy. Limp Bizkit, Keep It Rolling. Imagine Dragons, Thunder.
Imagine Dragons.
Weak shout.
Stone Roses, This Is The One. That's Man United's song. This is the one. This is the
That's
one
super chat.
I'm waiting for.
One Step
Lewis
Beyond
Bronze.
is a favourite of
Madness.
One Step Beyond. Yeah,
Do,
that is a
do,
big
do,
Chelsea
do,
one.
do, do.
Avicii Levels, R.I.P. Avicii. Pretty Green Eyes by Ultra Beat. What a tune that is. Pretty Green Eyes. Never
Yeah, I know it. I'm not singing that. Takes me back to school, man.
Yeah. Scouser is as well, that guy. Freed From Desire. Maybe the all-timer.
Yeah.
Might be the all-timer.
Now, Will Grigg's on fire, mate.
Where's Harry Maguire? It's Harry Maguire.
Will Grigg.
I've heard that remix song. I've forgotten the original lyrics.
All of the Lights. Massive.
Yeah.
All of the lights.
Huge stadium.
Dr. Dre,
anthem
still
song.
Dre.
Massive.
There needs to be someone needs to do a football chant to Still Dre. That would go hard.
Yeah.
We've
Someone
got
needs
our
to make it work.
McAllister one. Jürgen said, I've seen ya winning with Argentina.
That was the AI one, wasn't it? Yeah, I remember. It went
That went hard. Chief Keef, Love Sosa. Champions, Kanye. Yeah, what a dive from SpongeBob, Liverpool, Ashley. We're actually talking about music here, mate. Have some respect. Massive Attack, Angel, massive song.
Yeah.
Hey, I love what the
Massive song.
chats become now. It's just song suggestions.
Massive
Literally,
song.
I love it.
Morning Glory, CJ, again, Freed From Desire. Eminem, Mockingbird, bit of a downer.
I'm not feeling the Eminem shouts. Anything after
same.
like 2005, I don't really want
It's
to
the
hear it.
same, yeah. I can't get jiggy with
Anything post the 8 Mile soundtrack, I don't know.
Yeah.
Basically.
Hey.
Curtain call
that.
for
Rolling
me.
Stones, Gimme Shelter.
In every Scorsese
Hey.
film, in every soundtrack of any
Listen,
Scorsese film.
I remember I used to play Call of Duty and just have that playing in the background.
And all along the
Dropping naught and
Watchtower,
20.
all along the Watchtower, Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, class.
There must be some kind of way out of here.
Oh shit! Yeah. See, some songs I don't know, but then when I hear it, I'm like, yeah, that's a banger.
It's the guitar intro you need.
Confusion. This is like a karaoke show all of a sudden. Superman says Future, says AJ Cruz.
Hey. And Jabulo Gule. That is a great shout. All Day by Kanye West.
Oh,
That is one of his most underrated songs in my
yeah,
opinion.
the Brits awards. Remember that?
The performance.
Yeah.
Skepta, I love you.
The flamethrower.
In the background.
Oh, that was a quality one.
Lean On, Major Lazer. It's a bit of an anthemic song.
Yes.
Somebody to lean on. Fool's Gold tune, big tune. J Rock, Win, massive. Win.
Yeah.
Massive.
No one knows the voices,
AC/DC,
they just know the
Thunderstruck.
chorus.
Yeah. Say that again.
AC/DC, Thunderstruck, big song.
Future March Madness.
Yeah,
Goes
that would
off.
be good.
Goes off that one.
Just before, do you know what? You go through the rest of them. I'm going to take myself to the men's
Go
room.
for it.
You go through the rest of them, and then when I come back, second half starts.
Chemical
I'm gonna think
Brothers,
of some-
Galvanize. Metallica, Enter the Sandman, I'm seeing. CFC Zayden says, All I Do Is Win by DJ Khaled. I think that one always goes off.
Except for me on this channel, all I do is lose. Like.
Yeah.
Class.
Someone said that earlier. It was like, yo, we need to get a selfie back. She's the lucky charm. Nelly the Champ says D. Ricky. That's a good one, actually, to be fair. AS says Waving Flag Canaan. That is a World Cup anthem, I can't lie. Great one there.
What about Know Yourself by Drake? I was running through the six with my world.
Yeah.
How's no one made that into a chant?
Yeah.
There've been some absolute World Cup bangers. The Allez les Bleus, the French one, the Argentina one that we remade for Enzo's
Do you know what was the
announcement.
biggest disappointment? I can't lie to you. The second edition of that Allez les Bleus one that was coming out.
Allez
and then
les
Messi
Bleus.
ruined it for us. We had something special.
I know,
We had something
I know.
special cooking there.
But the Argentina one was also really solid. To be fair,
I didn't hear that one.
it was before the one about Enzo. Or we made a remake of it about Enzo, but it wasn't
is that where
Argentina
you lot
one.
stole it from?
Yep.
Your announcement video.
It was an Argentina World
I
Cup
kept
song,
thinking,
yeah.
where did they find this
Nah,
perfectly?
it was brilliant, wasn't it? Yeah.
El Encuentro, el Menzo, el Mundial de Campeones. Oh,
That was it. But it's a class. It's a class remake.
Yeah.
Everyone's asked Chelsea release it on Spotify. Like we all want to download it on our
some other good
MP3
suggestions.
players. as they
Ashley
say.
Kamina says Kanye West Stronger. Wiz Khalifa Black and Yellow.
Good song.
Energy Drake. Headlines Drake. North
Lots of
London's Forever's
Drake.
been spammed in. One Kiss. What is this One Kiss song you lot keep
Dua
spamming?
Lipa.
Dua Lipa,
isn't it?
one kiss is all it takes. Do you know, see Andy Robertson did it in a massive Scottish accent. Everyone found it hilarious. Oh, one kiss
I'm not
is
familiar with
all
Dua
it
Lipa. I'm
takes.
familiar with her face. I'm not familiar with her songs.
One kiss is all it takes. Fall
Look at
in
me
love
now,
with
Chris
me.
Brown. I feel like you lot are just throwing in songs you like that. And it's like, this has not become very anthem now. Now it's just like, hey,
Some of these are very meaty
Party
shouts.
rock.
oh, do you know what? Block Party Helicopter. That's a
Yeah,
classic.
fine.
Party
That's a
rock
classic.
anthem.
Should we
That
all
wasn't a
finish
bad
off with
one.
one each then, just to round it off?
Go on. Does it have to? Can it be said already? Can we pick
Yeah.
our favourite? Yeah.
But
yeah,
we've
yeah.
given you loads of options to choose from, so what do you
If I
reckon?
had to pick one, I mean, I said DMXX, and I'll give it to you earlier. I think They Can't Tell Me Nothing is definitely.
You're taking it.
Sorry.
taking
do you know what it is? There've been so many moments in my life where I feel like I'm doing something triumphant, and I'm always like, play that song for me, will you?
I've got the one. Trophies, Drake.
Yeah, we said Know Yourself as well.
Yeah, Know Yourself. I can't lie to you. That was all. When he said
That was underrated, that song.
Also, that could be adapted as a chant easily.
Again,
It's slow
think
enough.
of
Someone,
the lyrics and get in
West
touch
Ham
with
fans,
your
if you're
song.
watching, please
Think
make
of
that
some
into-
yourself.
Where are your
Get
next
it
number
up.
sixes?
Waving Flag I actually listened to earlier. That was a great football anthem for the World Cup 2010. But
Be Them
finish on
Boys
one.
Wiz Khalifa.
Which one?
Finish
I
on.
quite like
Give
that.
us one
Yeah,
song.
yeah.
I know.
We were talking about Allez les Bleus
annoying after a
earlier.
while for a
That
lot
was
of people.
the French World Cup song. That's a favourite
right,
one.
okay. All right, that's your one. I'll go with. Yeah,
Party
I'll go
rock
with the one I
anthem.
said, and you guys are going with them.
I'm
nice.
going Can't Tell Me Nothing.
Yeah.
I'll
Nice.
be
I
honest,
think
I'm
Fire Kasabian's got to be right up there. But let's get back into the Premier League because there has been a goal at the Molineux. Have Wolves got back into this one, Fuad, or has it got even harder for them?
Hell no, because it's Brighton 2 with Pervin Estupinian chipping in with a goal this season.
Wow.
First one of the season.
Yep,
And he's in my fantasy team. Fantastic.
My man,
Same, literally.
my man Neil Warnock's
Every man
happy.
who's got fantasy points there.
Yes, goal for
Enjoy.
Huddersfield, managed by Neil Warnock, the legend.
love
Over
the man.
1,000 league games, Neil Warnock have gone 1-0 up.
That's for Muscat.
Away at Middlesbrough. That's for Muscat.
That one is for
We're
Muscat.
in London, aren't we? Enjoy it, but enjoy it by being indisciplined.
Oh,
Yeah.
what a man.
Right, the players are coming back out at Anfield. Liverpool are very shaky
Sophia's
first
Football
up.
Talk says she's actually made Estupinian her captain this week on FTVL.
It's a good
Wow,
shout.
that's-
Congrats,
Is
yeah.
that a good
I
shout?
was like,
I don't
scored a
know.
goal.
I don't
Well,
know.
yeah.
I
Clean
don't.
sheet and a goal so
Come
far.
on, it's
defender,
Haaland.
yeah.
Time will
Like-
tell, Sophia, but you're doing all right at the minute. That was a good little music segment. I enjoyed
from the
it.
I'm not sure about that one.
Right, all of the games have now
To be fair,
got
he's
back
got a goal and
underway.
an assist.
Oh, was it an assist as well?
Yeah,
and a clean sheet.
He got a goal and an assist and a clean sheet. He's on 10 points at the moment.
Sophia
but
is laughing.
Haaland's got a bag too. Come on, like it's just minimum. It's just inevitable.
Yeah.
International Association of Fact Checkers, Dreams and Nightmares, Two-Footed Crunches Flying from that Meek Mill album. Thank you for your music chat. Let's get back into the footy.
Yeah, but this fact checker that got his facts wrong because he tried to tell you Yoshida was captain of Japan. He's not.
So cheers.
Independent Association
maybe
of
someone
Fake
needs
News.
to set up an account to check the facts that you're denying are
Give me
facts.
5 minutes.
But there you go. What a start to the second half for Bournemouth. For Brighton. Hopefully not Bournemouth.
Not for Bournemouth.
Hopefully not. But that is a massive goal from Estupinian.
My prediction on a 3-0 on is still there.
You did say that. Great shout from Jamie on his debut there.
Wolves
But
to
I
go
also
down.
said 1-0 at Liverpool, so that's not
You
really...
did. That hasn't happened. So Wolves to go down.
People think they're going to stay up this season?
The squad's good though. It's there.
I
it
feel
should
like
be
they'll
good
be in the
enough.
mix.
I'd
They
say
will be in the
14th,
mix, for
15th
sure.
maybe, but not to go down maybe, I don't know. I'd give Gary O'Neill time, man. He's an excellent young manager.
I like him as well. He's very
Bad
likeable, Gary O'Neill.
circumstances for him as well.
He was at Liverpool in the under-21s a couple of years ago as well.
Was he?
Yeah, started off there, yeah.
He never played for Liverpool, did he?
No. He was one of those kind of utility man, wasn't he?
Yeah,
He played for Portsmouth,
Played for West Ham,
QPR.
played for Charlton.
QPR, Charlton.
Red card.
Scored the odd screamer as well.
Played everywhere.
Yeah. Right back, wasn't he?
Nah, centre mid.
Yeah, we had him in
Bit
centre.
of all over kind of guy,
Yeah,
a bit of a
yeah.
James Milner. Notts County, the oldest football club in the world, are now 2-0 up away at Doncaster in
Class.
League Two. Macaulay Langstaff with the goal on the 46th minute there, but it's still Fulham 0, Brentford 1, Liverpool 2-1 at home to Bournemouth and Wolves. Are of course now behind badly, aren't they, to Brighton at home. Mitoma and Estupinian with the goals as well.
Yeah, game's got to be done. Brighton is just going to control this game 100%.
Where are the 2 goals coming from for Wolves as well?
That's the big question. Couldn't you sort of start firing them in?
Hasn't Fabio Silva scored about 1 goal
back
for
from
Wolves in
injury
his
this
whole
year.
career?
True, yeah.
£30 million man as well. So
International Association of Fact Checkers now says, "Don't call me out, baby Boris, watching your club too." Says him there.
Baby Boris.
I prefer not to speak.
Outrageous. I'm going to keep quiet because I don't know what
Mate,
it's
I get it
got
all
me.
the time, mate.
Really?
The chat can be savage.
I get it all the time.
that's crazy, baby Boris.
Baby Boris. Wow.
I don't know what he means. I don't know what he
AGT reads them out every week. Told me that
Every week. I do protect you some weeks.
Not often, mate.
Benjamin says, "What are your opinions on Euro 2024?"
Oh,
Yeah, I guess that's coming around quickly at the end of the season, isn't it?
Yeah.
Looking forward to that in Germany.
I'm worried about England
Sure,
defensively.
DR will be going. That dive from Soboslai was shocking, says Ashley with the super chat. It wasn't a dive, if I'm honest. There was a big contact made and he went down. But
when there's
Salah
contact,
didn't.
it's a pen.
It's
like,
more on
they
the
dive
defender.
or
The
not.
defender didn't need to make that challenge.
No.
Yeah.
He's going nowhere.
No. Doctor Strange, AGT 100% guaranteeing you Matoma and Estupinian leave for a combined 200 million next summer. Brighton's business has just been ridiculous. If there was
200 million.
If there was a blueprint on how to, I mean, that might be a bit exaggerated, of course, right? But if there was a blueprint right now of how to run a football club,
Yeah.
it's Brighton and Hove Albion.
Brighton or
Yeah,
Brentford,
100%.
yeah.
100%.
Yeah, well, Brentford with the money ball.
What I will say though is we see this, we do see football that kind of work in cycles. We saw it with Leicester for a while, where they had an ability to bring players in and let players go. We saw it with Southampton, and it does sometimes catch up with them. It does.
Chance
going close.
again.
Unlucky Semenyo.
It'll be interesting
Having
to
a good
see
game.
Good
how
today,
strong
hasn't
they are
he?
this year. You know,
Now this Semenya has
he looks good, man.
really
He
been
looks
impressive.
very good.
Oh, there's been another goal at the Molineux.
Boff.
Have
Boff.
Wolves found a way
Boff.
back into the game, or is it just high and skied now for them?
Oh, hell no. Goal number 3, Solly March. 3-0 Brighton
2-2.
away at the
2-2
Molineux.
for
I had a 1-1 draw for this game based off Wolves' performance on Monday.
You went
but
3-0, didn't you?
yeesh.
I think
you said Brighton 3-0.
go.
I said Brighton 3-0. Yeah.
Maybe I
What's
said
the
2-0.
manager said at half time, by the way? They've come out and capitulated. With 6 minutes
Whatever
in,
he
they've scored
said,
2 goals.
Go for it a little bit more. It's only
has
1-0. We can go for it a little bit more. It's opened up more gaps. And
Good game at Prenton Park.
because look at
Tranmere
it,
2,
it's just one long ball.
Salford 2. Let's get you an update on this Solly Marsh goal, Fuad.
It's too easy.
It's
It's
just-
too easy. one long ball out of the back. He's in acres of space.
Enciso passes the ball with outside of his foot. Is that Enciso?
Yeah.
And Ciso's just revelation.
He's just like, casual. Don't worry
Great
Yeah,
ball.
that's easy.
Outside
Too
of
easy.
the foot.
Far too easy.
Don't worry about
And I'll tell you what, Wolves, they're going to need to show a bit of that fighting spirit because right now it's looking bleak indeed for Wolves.
Is 50 million for Wolves the worst business of the transfer window so far? For Matis Cunha, sorry.
Was it 50 million?
Based on the fact that he made only 3 appearances for them last year and the fact that they were obligated off the back of that, I think it's got to be up there.
Outrageous.
Who's put that clause together? There.
Was it 50 million?
Yeah, they spent like no other money and let everyone go.
He's the only
Except
one.
for Fabio Silva for 30, who's as bad in my opinion.
No, I mean this window.
This window?
Yeah.
Probably.
Like they've let so many people go and they've brought in Matis Cunha for 50 million. That's
the howler. Chance for Liverpool here.
Oh
Jota.
my God.
Keeper's out
And
and
he
it's
fluffed it.
flashed past the bar from Jota, who's maybe looking at a bit of an early exit. Maybe Nunes comes on in the next 10 to 15. As I said, great game at Prenton Park. Tranmere 2, Salford 2. Callum Hendry ensuring that one goes into a nice little 45-minute period where there's some drama. At least someone's got to go and nick that. Preston are 1-0 up away at Hillsborough at Sheffield Wednesday. Liam Lindsay has scored the goal in the 49th minute. And again in the Championship, Huddersfield still 1-0 up away at Middlesbrough. But this is the best place to find out all the scores as they happen, as they go in. All the action for you on DR Sports on the Saturday Football Show. Keep it locked with us. And then don't forget, straight after, we have a massive game between Tottenham and Manchester United. Looking forward to it.
I am.
Yeah,
I am. So I said it's probably the first time playing United in a long time I'm actually not nervous going into it. I think seeing what Ange has kind of done over the pre-season, I know it's a bit premature, people only say it's one game, but I'm like, listen, Spurs fans ain't had many reasons to be optimistic for the past 3 or 4 years. It's been ugly, doldrum football, managers who've constantly been kind of looking down on us, players who've kind of wanted out, players really performing underwhelming. So for the first time in a long time, we've actually got a manager that wants to be here, wants to build a culture. We've got young prospects in Udogie, Basuma, Bentancur, Kulusevski, a couple of players who you actually think, you know what, there could be life after Kane. So for me, I'm looking at this game like, do you know what, there's really a chance to set the tempo. United looked a bit sticky on Monday. Catch them first game at home, good atmosphere. Yeah, I will love it. And
Blank
I think I
canvas
deserve
for Spurs. And even Kane said it on his video. It's a new
chance
start.
for Salah. Oh, it's so weak.
So
Straight
What's the meaning of this?
So tame from Salah. He's got
Normally
his goal,
those go
but he
with the
wants
roof,
more.
innit?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Normally he swings them round. But now there's
Another
been
one.
another goal at the Molineux.
Wow.
And again it's Solly March. And again it's Brighton. It's now 4-0.
My God.
Wow.
Solly
The
March.
Seagulls are on fire. Southend are now beating Hartlepool 2-1 as well, thanks to Gus
9
Scott
goals
Morris.
in 2 games they've got
Wrexham 2, Swindon
Yeah.
4.
That's
And
mad.
Barnet are now 2-0 up at home to Woking. Zach Prunt with both goals. Let's have a look at this Brighton finish. The defence is absolutely
It's
at
too
6s
easy.
and 7s.
Look at that
Look
line.
at how far they're walking away.
Terrible.
Oh, it's the same goal, boys.
So you're not going to go to the
great
man to the
finish.
ball and you're not going to pick up the runners either.
Great
What
finish.
is that defence doing there?
Solly March on a hat-trick. The
Look
leading,
at that
leading
centre
goal
back.
scorer.
Look at that
Leading the
line.
race for the Golden Boot. Solly
No,
March.
that centre-back left that player to go and leave this one.
Yeah. But it's the line
was
as well. It's awful.
terrible.
Yeah. Awful from Wolves. And do you know what? They got so much credit after that spirited performance away at Old Trafford that now it's forgotten about because it's an awful home display now from Brighton, and they want this game to now be over surely as soon as possible. Gawi, stay in the chat. Fuad, you must, after against the United squad that struggled against this Wolves team,
Must what?
must win, I'm assuming.
Oh, okay.
I must be looking
I don't mind.
forward to it.
I would like to usually, Cam's always says it as well, but I would like to think,
Chance for Gakpo. Oh, and Liverpool really applying
Pass
the
was
pressure
on.
now.
He's got to play that. Look at the top of the screen. He's there.
Could be a lot more than 2-1 at the moment. The way
Oh, Salah's twined.
Jinky majink.
I don't understand the optimism. I'll be honest with you.
No?
No, I don't know where the
Why
goals
not?
are coming from.
I think that's the issue. I said even earlier, I was saying, I think Ange has to figure out very quickly that Son Heung-min is not a left winger anymore. He has to play him through the middle because it's the only thing Son's got left in terms of goal scoring. He doesn't have the 1v1 ability. He doesn't have that explosiveness. So playing him left wing is pretty much useless. And we saw that last week. Richarlison, he's a busybody, but he can't score to save his life. How about you stick him on the left and Son through the middle? That would be my kind of short-term solution. I do agree, though. The goal scoring is definitely, now you've lost Kane, who is guaranteed 30. Kulusevski has to step up this season for me.
Yeah.
Son Heung-min has to get back to his level. Richarlison has to step up. When I look at those three this season, there's more expectation on them more than ever. I think Maddison should contribute a little bit from midfield as well, but you're looking at kind of these other guys now. It's not going to be, listen, Harry Kane can get us out of jail. There's going to be expectation on them, and that's where I kind of hope, honestly, a manager playing attacking football will play and create those chances for us.
There's a lot of
I do agree.
If, buts and maybes there.
And that's where I'm kind of being optimistic. Listen, I've got no choice but to be.
No, I get it. Yeah. Just an update for you. Joe Bellingham scored again for Sunderland. He's on hat-trick at home to Rotherham. Stoke have also gone 1-0 up in the Championship at home to Watford. Notts County are now 3-0 up away at Doncaster. And Oxford are ahead at Barnsley 2-0 now as well. We're still... Liverpool have a corner. We're still waiting to see what happens in this game. They're pressing. They're knocking on the door. How long can Bournemouth hold on and deny this pressure? But yeah, Joe Bellingham, 2 goals now at the Stadium of Light today. What a game for him. What a game. Well, what a week for his family as well, with Jude doing so well on his debut in Spain. The ball comes in, headed away from Liverpool's attacking penalty area at the Kop end. But as we said, Wrexham 2-4 down at home. Now make that 3. They are back in this game. Is the comeback on? There's been another goal at the stadium down in Wrexham, and that is another game where you think there is a classic to be had, just like last week as well. It's a good one. Well done. That's excellent.
Very
Van
original.
Dijk staying up for Liverpool there. He's got to get back now. Hartlepool have scored away at Southend. It's a 2-2 mini classic there now as well in the National League. But James Jones has scored for Wrexham. It's 3-4. Will that one go any further? We will see. In the comments, Al Caesar says Brighton might get top 4 at this rate. Unbelievable. And Cisco on fire.
I can't see top 4. I think that's too much.
Cisco's on fire. United fan here says Kelechi, AGT is right. Eric Ten Hag is on fraud watch.
No.
Bit early for that, I'd say.
No way.
Apparently there's been a red card to Alexis McAllister at Anfield. What is happening here?
Big chance for Bournemouth now.
2-1 up with over 30 minutes ago. That's the last thing you need now.
Serious foul
Somehow
play.
you've got less of a midfield.
You can low block though.
Red card for McAllister.
Oh, high foot studs up.
On his Anfield debut.
You can see it in his face.
No, you can't do that.
Sorry.
Referee didn't even look at VAR straight.
It might get
red.
rescinded, they're saying.
Oh no.
It depends if it studs up contact or not. Because
God.
Hey, what happened to respect the referee? What's all the swarming around the ref? Yeah, where's the respect? Where's the
should be
respect?
yellow for that.
Send them all off.
Just gets worse.
You'd have to say,
Send them all off.
if there's contact, that has to be a red because of the sort of velocity and speed.
It was Ryan Christie. Let's have a look. Ball's there to be won. Oh, it's not a red.
Harsh.
It's not a red.
Harsh.
Is there contact
There is.
there?
That's not
How
a
high
red.
is it? How high is it?
Let's
Is that
see. He's
contact?
going for the ball. He's just too
both
slow.
Going for that. They're both going for that.
Oh, no,
that's a literally side
That's
foot
not
to
a
side
red.
foot contact.
That's
That's
not-
not. Come on, man.
That's not red. By the way, another goal at Molineux, but this time it is for the home team, and it's Hee Chang Wang has scored the goal. It's 4-1 now at Molineux. Is
The comeback's on.
But we're still waiting to see what is going to happen.
What are the odds on that?
Here at Anfield? McAllister is walking off the pitch, as we've seen, but will it be rescinded? They're having a look at it. Ryan Christie goes in. I don't think that's a red card.
No, I think
I do.
I don't think so.
The one thing I will say though is
Studs
the
up.
Bournemouth player's leg is already quite high.
Yes.
So if
Studs
you take
up.
that out, it is a high foot.
It is.
I
but
don't know, man.
Studs up.
I don't think it's a red. It's a yellow card for me. I don't
It's a
think it's a
50-50.
red.
You want to see those kind of challenges in the game,
I
don't
don't
you?
think
So-
it's a red. And do you know what? That's so disappointing if it does stand as a red. I'm gutted
Well, he
for McAllister.
looks like he's gone.
I've got to be honest and say I don't really see the controversy there. Studs up, high position. You can't do it.
You're just an
That's
Enzo
my
fan.
view, but
McAllister goes
Look.
off now. Liverpool 10 men
they,
for the last half an
perhaps I'm
hour of the
biased,
game.
but I don't think you can do
I
that.
don't think that's a red card.
How do you
I'm
reckon Klopp
sorry.
switches it up now?
That's the main question, man. You've got to get a midfielder on.
Where's
Maybe
Endo?
Endo comes on now, because you can't have Gakpo and Soboslai, just them two in the middle.
Gakpo for Endo?
Low block.
Apparently it was looked at by VAR, and they're saying it's the right and correct decision, but for me personally, I think that's a yellow. I don't think the studs are there. It's more a side foot to side foot collision, and he's clearly going for the ball.
He's got no intent.
I thought there were studs there, but maybe I'm completely wrong. But
that is the second. Oh, Endo is coming on.
Low
Here it
block.
is, number 3. Endo, Arturo Endo is coming on.
I got a problem with that, man. You lot messed up last time, and it annoyed me when you lot gave Fabinho the number 3. He was a right back.
But that's his number at Stuttgart. It's the one he wanted.
Really?
It's the one he wanted.
What is this defensive midfielders wearing number 3?
I'm not having that.
That's
bro, it's so disgusting.
No, it's a left back.
Milan Baros wearing 5 all them years ago. Do you remember?
Henry wearing 6 at Juventus. You know,
despicable.
It is despicable. But 2 years in a row now, a Liverpool home debut for a South American player. There's been 2 red cards. Darwin Núñez and now McAllister, which now leaves Liverpool in a bit of a desperate position, knowing that they have to go to Newcastle away next week. 1-1. I was
pressure's on.
Do you remember?
Now the pressure's on Liverpool, because who plays in midfield next year? You know, there's been a goal. It's gone to Liverpool at Anfield. It's 3-1. It's 3-1, people.
Man.
Who scored it? Let's have a look.
Big goal.
And I think it's Diogo Jota who scores it. Liverpool, 10 men, half an hour to go. Have given themselves a little bit more
what they needed.
breathing space. It is exactly what they needed. And Diogo Jota,
Lovely move
it's,
there.
it's nice
Gakpo.
football. It's nice football. Headed away. Van Dijk will recycle it. But yeah,
Van Dijk
3-1.
left wing.
Bournemouth will give
Happy.
space now
I'm
as
happy
well.
with
Diogo
that.
Jota confirmed.
I'm happy with that. So it's Diaz out to Trent, who knocks it back inside. It's all very calm. Soboslai with the goal.
Tap in.
And it's a tap in for Jota. He'll take them all day long. He's buzzing with that one. He celebrates in front of the cop.
Free goal.
That's just what Liverpool
And now
needed.
it's Endo.
You get Endo
perfect
on now,
job.
yeah, exactly.
Come and just
Low
see
block.
the game out.
Low block.
That's tough on Bournemouth, I think.
If they can score 2
He said
against
3-1.
10, like
I said 4-1.
He said 4-1.
Yeah, I said 3-1.
Wow.
Get in there, man. There
I
was a
don't think
VAR
it's
check,
over.
by the
I
way,
still don't think this is over.
at Craven Cottage. What's happened there? They've given a penalty
and a red card.
and a red card. We're going to tell you exactly what happens there as soon as we get it. But just confirming that Diogo Jota goal, 62 minutes. And Liverpool now 3-1 up with 10 men after Alexis McAllister showing a straight red card. Unbelievable start at home from McAllister.
Keeper's unlucky there.
Easiest finish. Head injury
Tim
to the goalkeeper there?
Ream.
Yeah, he'd like to
Tim
Tim
Ream is the player who's provisionally been given a red.
Oh no.
It's a second yellow though, rather than a straight red.
And
Endo.
Wataru Endo.
Let's go, man.
Let's see what we get from him. I'm looking forward to
I want to
seeing
see a dog out there, boy.
And I'm
Has he got
hearing
no mouth guard.
Yeah,
in
it's
today?
Gakpo off.
Gakpo off.
See,
Yeah.
I'm a little disappointed with that, to be fair. I was hoping they'd bring the mouth guard to the Premier League. I remember Sandro used to wear them once upon a time.
Justin Kluivert now on the pitch for Bournemouth. They've also chucked on
This is Man
Kiefer
Mountain.
Moore as well
and
okay,
it's a
yeah,
goal. It's a goal at Craven Cottage
for
for the away team.
The away team.
And Mbeumo penalty kick.
Mbeumo.
2-0.
after last week. He scored a great pen. He scored another one this week.
Now
2-0 to
Fulham.
Brentford.
Yeah. Now Tim Ream off the pitch too. So Fulham in a bit of a pickle. 2-0 down at home to their West London neighbours.
Their centre backs have had howlers
With
today.
10 men.
Yeah.
And second
Yeah, they
yellow.
have.
So suspension now for Tim Ream.
I'm really,
Exceptional
Great
last
ball there,
season.
Great ball there.
I'm really intrigued to know what shape Liverpool are going to play now. He's brought Endo on for Gakpo. What, does he stay with the front three, or
4-3-2?
does he drop a player back into
Trent's
midfield?
having a good
Goal
game.
there!
Trent's
Look
having
at
a
the
good
balls
game.
there.
Oh, Endo, first assist. No!
What was that? Fuad, my man.
What happened there?
You look better with 10 men.
Yeah, that's not a good sign though, is it? I am devastated for McAllister there though.
Home debut.
That's home debut red card, man.
Hey, you can go house hunting now.
It happens.
He's off as
He's
well there.
offside there, Jota, so that wouldn't have counted. But Reading are now 2-0 up at home to Stevenage, who are also down to 10 men. A lot of red cards today. Another one for AFC Flied in the National League. Pierce Bird. Good name that.
I've got a funny topic for the panel. Debut red cards seem to be quite common now. Joao Felix, Jonathan Woodgate. I know it's not McAllister's debut; it's his home.
Joe Cole
debut
for Liverpool.
Was
Against
he?
Arsenal, yeah, red card.
I don't know why debuts maybe a bit extra adrenaline, but
It's his home debut. He played last week at Chelsea.
No.
obviously,
I
but
was
in
saying,
terms of, I don't know. Has the occasion got to him a little bit? I'm not too sure. Endo, cleaning up nicely there.
Endo wants the ball, man. I like that. No
He's in
hiding.
space.
Look
Here
at
he
that.
is. Here's Endo.
I want it.
Nice to Luis Diaz.
Yeah. Now give an angle.
But
again.
he is so.
I want it.
From
I
what
want
we can
it.
see
Look at
now,
that. I want it.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, you see it.
Nice. I like it. See what he does here, though. Just simple. Keep it easy. But
Hey,
him
you're a DM,
and
bro.
Soboslai are in the middle now. A 2 in the midfield now for
Yin and
Liverpool.
yang right there, B.
Soboslai's been everywhere.
There we go. You.
Brilliant. Fantastic, Dom.
Hey,
Go on, big
there.
Dom.
This
Oh,
guy is going to be a ball, I'm telling you.
The wrong ball,
No,
though.
he is a ball already, but he's going to be a
Yeah.
problem.
he's looked very impressive.
Soboslai's looked great.
2 games.
People
Do you
are
know what? I'm
talking about.
smiling. I'm happy. And then I keep remembering that I've just had a red card. But
all good,
Soboslai,
bro.
really
You're
good.
winning. 3-1.
Really good.
3 games.
Really
that
good
is.
from Soboslai to get past Billing first.
I
Avoid the
remember
big tackle.
when you lot signed him as well, I said that this was going to be a pattern of... Because he did it at RB Leipzig as well, where he always drifted wide. He actually played out wide a lot for them. But Salah will probably drift in a lot more and he will take over them moves. And Trent moving in as well, he can cover that.
That right side is dangerous going forward, for sure. 65 minutes gone at Anfield. But
The game's still on.
Looking. Yeah, they're still looking. They're still fighting.
Solanke wants something, you can tell.
5 minutes until 11's for the big enchilada. Spurs v Man United.
Yeah, over 4,000 of you with us right now. Make sure you stay with us for the game straight after. There's going to be around a 15-minute, 20-minute break, and then we'll be straight on for you to cover that game. Let's have a look at
The Tim Ream red card.
Tim Ream red card. How obvious was it?
Oh, come
It's
on.
clumsy. It's clumsy.
Second
Yeah, he did
yellow
that
it
shit.
was.
Guilty as fuck.
It's clumsy.
One of the best
Just
defenders.
got a text from Doyle saying, this Dom lad is shirish, you know, good player him lad. Just backing up what Fuad has just said. It's clumsy from Ream.
It's
I
a
know
little
what he's
bit
trying to
soft.
do.
Is it not a bit soft?
I think it's a
You,
yellow though.
you do see players get away with that kind of thing a lot. I know what he's trying to do, but he's...
It's a little
Yeah.
bit
Not
soft.
happy though, was he?
It's one of
Tim
those
Ream
kind of
coming off the
shielding
pitch.
fouls you can kind of
Let's
get
have a
away
look
with.
at the
but-
penalty from Mbuemo.
Is it a yellow?
Oh, he's
up in the levels this year, by the way.
That's gorgeous.
He's up in
just
the levels.
passed
Run-ups, man.
He's just passed it off the post and in. Back at Anfield, Liverpool are on the attack now. Bournemouth looking a bit dishevelled themselves. But Liverpool in no rush here. Still very attacking Liverpool. Jota's done very well.
What are you doing?
Oh!
That looked like a hand to me.
Wow, man.
5-1 up now. The amount of
Liverpool
chances.
have looked incredible.
Oh, wow.
Endo. Chase, Endo, chase! Chase!
Run Endo.
Don't stop
Get
that.
back, fella. Yeah, nice.
Endo's being scrutinised by Fuad like a, I don't know.
Bruv, you got to
hawk.
watch the
Never
new
had him
signings,
watched so
dog.
closely. Wow.
Oh, someone's got to be
Get that
there.
out.
Well
Do you
played,
worry
well done.
that Liverpool, in moments, look incredible, but in moments they look really abject?
Yeah, that's.
Early
But Man
season
City
team.
also look off it sometimes as well. It's not just
It's going to be shotgun
it's
football,
Liverpool.
I think.
Yeah.
Trying to put a dampener on his nice day, on his
I do, mate.
decent looking result at the moment.
Apparently, we're hearing a United unchanged 11. Gemini says, "Who does black shirt big man support?" I'm guessing they're talking about the big man Jamie, and that's what we need
Irons.
to know, isn't it? Irons through and through. Ammers, love to see it. Liverpool stacked the deck on the attack. Says was lost but now I'm found. I'm sure we can get team news for you any second now from that game. We'll also towards the end of the show look forward to the games tomorrow as well. Because there's some big games in the Premier League tomorrow as well, and of course one tonight later on, Man City and Newcastle as well.
So unlucky.
That'll be
Top game that's going to be.
I'm super excited for that game.
The Chelsea West Ham.
What a day of football, eh?
Yeah. I mean, the
Bloody brilliant.
Newcastle City.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's funny, no
game
early
tomorrow.
game, but then from 3 o'clock we've got a full day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 o'clock, 5:30, 8 o'clock.
Trent looking a little bit
We're here to have a meal.
injured in that game.
An 8 p.m. kickoff on a Saturday is wild.
But I think that's
I like
because-
it though.
No, I love it.
It's,
I'm on
I know
board.
some of the players are
though,
complaining
man.
about it. Yeah, it's the fans getting back and everything, but
And think that game might not finish till 10:30 with the added time. So
It's like a European game, isn't it?
yeah.
So we have some Spurs team news.
Go on then,
for
give it
this
to us, Tom.
afternoon, and some United. So Vicario in goal, Porro, Romero, Van der Ven, and Udogi. And then Saar, Bazuma, Kulusevski, Madison, Son, and Richarlison.
Top. Reaction to that after a massive chance missed there by Kiefer Moore at
only heard
Anfield.
half of that. Yeah.
Let's have another look. Oh, he's on the
He's
penalty
got
spot.
to
He's got
finish
to
that.
score.
Yeah.
Got to get that on target at
on the
least,
penalty
man.
spot.
That's what you're brought on for, big man.
And the Manchester United team, who's got that for us?
I can certainly. Onana,
I've got it here, yeah.
Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Martinez, Shaw, Casemiro, Fernandes, Anthony, Mason Mount, Garnacho, and Marcus Rashford.
It's looking like early kickoff suggesting that Sancho might be playing up top on his own. In front of a free. Yeah, in front
Sancho's
of
not
a.
playing.
Sancho's not playing.
Is he
It's
not?
Marcus
Me?
Rashford.
I've got Rashford on my one as well, you know. Can
It's,
someone confirm it for us?
I got.
So it's the same. It's unchanged
Weird.
actually from what I
So
can
yeah,
see.
you've got Garnacho in your one, and Garnacho's not in your one actually.
Wow.
Interesting. Maybe a slight change of heart, perhaps.
Interesting.
injury in the wall.
Sancho did play in a false line in pre-season, so
Yeah,
I could
yeah,
see
yeah.
that. And I know Garnacho had arguably his worst game in a United shirt against Wolves, so it could be maybe take him out of the limelight, bring Sancho in.
Did you hear the Spurs team, Fuad? I can give
No,
you a
it's
short.
all good.
let's
We'll
go.
we'll run through
We'll
it.
go through it
anyway.
like,
So.
yeah.
Louis Barry, remember him? The Aston Villa wonder kid. Has just scored for Stockport in League Two at home to
where he is?
Barrow. That is, he's on loan there from the Villa, I think. 72 minutes gone in most of these, well, in all of these Premier League games now. Fulham still 0, Brentford 2, Liverpool 3-1 up now at home to Bournemouth and Wolves. An absolute horror show for them today. They're 4-1 down at home to Brighton. Another goal for Salford. Massive goal at Prenton Park. They're now 3-2 up away at Tranmere. Wrexham 3, Swindon 4. Keep your eye on that one for the last 20 minutes. There's going to be some twists and turns to come. It seems like every game is almost a Hollywood script for Wrexham at the minute. Every game has got loads of goals and drama. So
Yeah.
A blockbuster.
there you go. Right, let's jump back into the comments. United are getting spanked, says Echo 452. Green Nacho, the Spanish Alanga, he's actually Argentinian, my friend, says Erwin Smith. Call yourself a United fan. United have posted it to their socials. It's the exact same team, says Sophia. So
Really?
that's
So, yeah,
interesting.
so
So,
Sancho's
who's
probably
missing
not
out?
in
They've changed it.
Sancho
now.
won't be
They've
in.
actually
Oh,
updated
changed.
on the.
He's on the
No
bench.
Sancho then.
No Sancho.
After
He is on the
early
bench.
shouts that there was
That's an
Sancho.
interesting lineup, though. It looks like they're playing a 4-1-4-1.
Chance here for Bournemouth.
Very
but he's
aggressive.
offside. Dominic Solanke.
Very, very
I
aggressive.
think they realised the double pivot of maybe Casemiro and Mount wasn't working. Let's maybe play Casemiro himself as a 6 and see how the
Screening
2 8s
midfielder.
work. Yeah.
Himanashu in the super chat says, guys, who is the better player, Mane or Hazard?
Oh,
Hazard, without a doubt.
Oh, Dominic Szoboszlai, by the way, he's running the show.
I would say
Dribbler.
running the show. I would say Mane.
Have a shot!
Prime Hazard is one of the best players to ever play in the Premier League.
For about
Yeah.
a month.
a month.
No, he
Goal
was,
at
he
the-
was unreal for 2 years. I'll give him
Goal
that.
at the
That's the most wild
Yeah,
take I've
again.
heard this year.
We've just, I'm going to have to interrupt you because we go back to Wrexham. There's been yet another goal for Swindon this time. 5-3. Daniel Kemp has now scored that one. Maybe Ross's son, who knows?
at the racecourse ground.
At the racecourse
Swindon
ground, but yeah.
racing to victory.
They are. They absolutely are. And they've had 2 players getting 2 braces today. And again, life is tough in League 2 for Wrexham. It's not all fairy tale endings. But there's been another goal in the Championship. Blackburn 1, Hull 0. That's a big goal for Blackburn. They're also down to 10 men today after Pickering was sent off on the 17th minute, I think. You can check that one if you want. Fact checker, man. 'Cause I saw it earlier.
I also saw it earlier, so I can attest to that.
Still knocking on the door though, Bournemouth. They're not giving in whatsoever here.
Solanke looks a handful.
Need to move it a bit quicker, I think.
Charlton 2, Port Vale 2. Daniel Kanu has scored for the Addicts at the Valley. That looks like a decent game down there as well.
What's
Are you
the name?
surprised at Charlton's nickname there?
Yeah, just
The
caught me
Addicts?
off guard there. Yeah.
Yeah. That's their name though, isn't it, Jay?
Yeah, it is. Do you know what it is? Is I hadn't heard it in so long, it just threw me off a little
No,
bit.
I had to reel through the trenches of my knowledge there to actually remember what it was.
Play at the Valley, innit?
They do.
Yeah.
Play at the Valley. Yep.
Surprised I haven't renamed it or anything like
Here's
that.
a quick question for you all to get involved with in the chat. Start, sub, sell. Bruno, Maddison, Odegaard. Start, sub, sell.
I start Maddison, I sub Bruno, I sell Odegaard.
Sell Odegaard.
Yeah, I said it.
Wow.
And what?
Okay.
And what?
I'll stick with my Norwegian brother. I'd start him. Odegaard to start, Maddison bench, Bruno sell.
I'm starting Odegaard, subbing Maddison, selling Bruno.
I'm exactly the same. I'm exactly the same.
Jay? Yeah.
But I
Real
think if
ball
Bruno
knowledge.
played for West Ham, I'd love him and I'd want to keep him.
Bro,
Do you know what I mean? He's one of
I'm
those
telling
players
you,
that
man.
is just.
I don't think I've hated a footballer more.
Yeah.
Bruno.
Yeah.
I
Bruno
love Bruno,
Fernandes.
man. I love Bruno. I can't lie.
We were linked to him. Maybe it's a bit of bitterness. A lot of salt coming through in the comments. Fuad is a deluded spud, says Spray171.
Listen,
Why are they called the addicts? Not the addicts, Benjamins. They're not called the addicts. They're called the addicts.
The addicts.
It's hard to say.
Let me
without
see,
getting
let me-
in some kind of pause situation.
What is an addict?
Press play. I don't know.
What is an addict?
But that's I don't know. Look it up.
I'm looking it up
AGT
myself,
is a
yeah.
clown. Shout out to you, my friend, in the comments. Love to see it. Maddison is an Arsenal fan, says Owen Smith. Odegaard, Bruno Maddison says Reds 32308.
people said Madison. Interesting.
For me personally, the most
I remember
consistent one out of all of them
you
is
know what it
Odegaard.
is? It's
Yeah,
funny,
he's class.
It's funny
Unreal.
Arsenal fans are going all Odegaard heavy because I remember when Madison was linked with Arsenal in the same summer for 70 million, a lot of Arsenal fans were saying they would have took Madison over Odegaard. And that
course
was
they would.
after Odegaard had been there for 6 months.
Yep.
But now it's obviously...
Odegaard was out of sight, out of mind, weren't really
Yeah.
doing it at Real Madrid. No, they'd seen what he could do.
An addict. It doesn't mean it. The dictionary
going on
definition of an addict
I hope you spelt that right.
is somebody connected to Charlton Athletic Football Club.
Class.
So there you
It
go.
doesn't
They've
mean
just-
anything,
They've just
so-
made it up themselves.
Sanchez on the bench, yeah.
Apologies
Sancho
for-
is on the
for-
bench.
Pulling it back to
right.
that. But it,
The business end of the Saturday football show is amongst you. Make sure you keep on smashing the comments, like the video as well. Don't forget, we've got a massive watch along straight after this. We've got Liaz and Cam's already in the building behind us right now. Looking forward to this one. And Fuad is there waiting to greet them in what promises to be a great game. Watch along on DR Sports for you. It's all kicking.
Join us!
Make sure you
It
join
will be
us.
fun.
Fireworks. For sure.
Not for you!
Call an ambulance. But not for me.
Richarlison's going to get me killed today, I can tell.
Trent has come off. Harvey Elliott's come on for Liverpool. Trent not looking his happiest on the bench there. I think he's getting a bit of treatment there. Don't know where she popped out from, but
Yo!
what was going on there? But Trent looks to be in a little bit of pain. No good when you know that McAllister is now out for what? 2 games? 3 games?
Yeah.
Three.
It depends if you appeal it.
Yeah, we could go for the appeal, but again, if you lose the appeal, he gets an extra ban, doesn't he?
I don't think that's.
Is
I
it
think they
still
can
3
uphold
games for a straight red, or
Yeah.
have they gone a bit softer?
3
I
for
believe
a
it's
straight
definitely
red,
three.
1 for 2 yellows.
Oh, that's massive. So now who plays in the midfield? Big,
Endo.
pressure now for Thiago to come back.
You've got to
Paqueta.
sign someone.
Endo.
Endo, of course, but you need that creative player as well. So who's that? Is it Curtis Jones away at Newcastle? I'm not too sure.
Harvey Elliott looked good when he came on.
Yeah,
last year.
he looked. He's on now as well, linking up with Mo.
This season need to be given more responsibility, in my opinion.
I agree.
Do you still have the young kid you signed for Fulham?
Fabio Carvalho.
RB Leipzig.
No, he's a Leipzig.
Tell you what, my man of the match today, Fuad, I don't know if you agree, is Dominic Soboslai. Involved, had a hand in every goal. Won the penalty, assist basically for the 3rd goal, and was involved in the 1st goal as well.
He's been very busy today.
I'm liking him.
Some people will say his stat line reads 37 camera looks.
They can say that. They can say that. That's fine.
Listen, if you watch this game, you'll see the impact he's had for me. Quality player.
AGT, can De Zerbi replace Pep at City one day, says Dash. It's a massive question. You'd have to look into your magical crystal ball to answer that, no?
What do you reckon?
He is a Pep disciple, but I think he'll go Juventus.
Wow.
I think they'll they've just brought back their manager, and I think he's going to get sacked in a few months. I think we'll go Juventus halfway through the season.
We're also hearing as well that Lukaku has agreed terms today.
I did
to go to Juventus after
that.
knowing that Juventus fans were definitely not happy with that.
Do you know what? I'm not on board with some of this. He's not on board with some Juventus fans being racist, which I kind of like. And it's those fans which is kind of.
But why would you join a club Why would you join a club whose fan base?
Don't sign it then.
It ain't all them. It ain't all them.
No, I know, but then didn't they invade the pitch as a kind of look.
Yeah,
if he leaves the club, I'm going to be upset. But like, he's also got Saudi on the table, and he's kept on saying no.
Just go Saudi and get
He's
it
kept
done
saying
with.
no. 40 million.
I know, but
there's
the offers are slowly running out to the point where you're only going to have.
It's all his fault.
One
it's
person
his fault
knocking on the
running
door.
out.
It is, yeah.
Bournemouth
Dominic Solanke gets the edge of the box, shoots, it's well wide, and it's a reminder why Liverpool sold him. Well wide, and Chelsea. A little bit harsh potentially, but it's a good chance on the edge of the box. He should be hitting
waiting
the
for him to do something all games. You can say that.
a little bit. No, you should be hitting the target. Should be hitting the target.
They pay good money as well.
Aaron Connolly, remember him? Aaron Connolly, the former Brighton star,
loaned out every year.
has now scored for Hull away at Blackburn with 9 minutes to go.
Yeah,
He did
2 and
score
2.
2 and 2. Yeah,
yeah.
we had him on here last week scoring as well. Still 2-1, by the way, to Sunderland against Rotherham. Bellingham, not Job. No, sorry, not Jude. It is Job. He's on a hat-trick now. 2 goals on the 22nd and 52nd minute for him.
Will there be 2 Bellinghams? £200 million Bellinghams?
There well could be. I'm not being funny. It could happen.
You do just want to see him do well, just because of his brother. You
Seb
just want to see him.
What
It's
would
a
they
fitting
have on the
name for
shirt?
Charlton with the amount of
Hopefully
crackheads
for
around
Barca.
there.
What would they have on the shirt? So
Say
there
again,
were
sorry?
Jude and Job.
Someone said it's a fitting name for Charlton, but with the amount of crackheads around there, the addicts.
It's not very
I've actually
nice.
been around it.
Do you know what? This
not
just
very
sums up
nice.
the Saturday Football Show.
It's a lot of hate for
Axel,
Charlton.
in one comment, says AGT having a mare, but directly under it from Noad says AGT is cold. So, that is just life. You cannot please everyone, unfortunately. But make sure you press that like button. Comment with your thoughts on the last 10 minutes of all of these games around the country. And, of course, subscribe to the channel and then stay with us. We're going to go and get a light refreshment, I would say, after this stream. And then we'll get into the next stream as Fuad almost breaks the microphone. That will be coming out of your wages, unfortunately. AGT waiting for a 2-goal lead to diss Solanke, says ha 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 ha. Chadwell, big up AGT, even though he's a Liverpool fan. And by the way, Ramsey's goal was a banger, says Destiny. We'll have to check out Aaron Ramsey's goal a bit later on. Swansea 1, Coventry 1, 10 minutes to go in that one as well. Liverpool pushing for a 4th, but I guess at this stage with 10 men, you'd be happy to take the win. But again, there's been chances from Bournemouth. There have been chances.
Not many clear-cut ones, but
No, exactly.
kind of half
The
chances.
Kiefer Moore one was a clear-cut, massive chance.
Yeah.
Open shot on the penalty spot.
And even there was one where he kind of headed it into the box.
Yeah.
But
They've
no
got
one really
worse
onto
since
Yeah.
10 men.
player sent off.
I think
strange.
so. Yeah.
Strange.
Bournemouth let me down, man. I had them as my overachievers of the season, but it's only 2 games. But I had them finishing like 10th, 12th,
Yeah, that's
around
still
there.
good.
Not being relegation candidates this year,
One
basically.
swallow doesn't make a summer,
They were unlucky with the deflected goal, I think. 2 deflections and then Jota
Kirsten says, will Jamie be present tomorrow for the Chelsea game? You're going to be at the game.
I will be at the game tomorrow.
As
So
will I.
will you.
That's what I.
Little scrap in at half
Oh,
time.
you
Wouldn't want to do that.
Wouldn't
want to do that.
I'll meet you at Westfield.
Shout out AGT, the man's got the best yard accent for a foreigner, says Joey McGibbon. I mean, I was just in Jamaica, I heard it a lot. Salah just wine. Or Salah just wine. There you go, that's the accent. There you go. Fuad zeg iets in het Netherlands.
Nee, ik ben een spreker Nederlands.
You can't speak Dutch.
Yeah.
You say. Well, you said that quite convincingly. Thoughts on Balogun to Chelsea/Tottenham, says Chazza.
Apparently Arsenal want 50 million.
For
Balogun. Apparently they want 50 million.
smoking crack, aren't he? I mean, he's good, but he's not that good.
Well,
I mean,
was it third in Liga last year?
Yeah.
Goals?
let's
After
not get too
Mbappe
crazy now. Let's not get too
and
crazy.
Lacazette.
I think, listen, put him out on loan for another year and then put a clause in there where if he hits a certain number of goals or plays a certain number of games, then you have to buy him. But I think someone like, I'll be honest with you, West Ham,
I would love
Crystal Palace, I'm like, those are two teams that I think he would straight away go to and make a difference. But 50 million, I don't think anyone's going to genuinely offer them 50 million for
I do think he needs to go, though.
Oh, definitely.
When he's not even on the bench last week, not even in the squad.
I don't think pre-season they let him play. I think he played like 5 minutes of pre-season football, so he actually needs to find his fitness wherever he goes next as well.
Big chance for Justin Cliver at Anfield, we're hearing. We'll bring you that now, but a massive chance for him to actually come on the pitch and make an impact and be that guy to score, just like his dad did in 2004 for Newcastle. But Liverpool just being a little bit greedy here, maybe not seeing out as they should do. A lot of moments like this where you think, oh that's just...
Bournemouth haven't threatened though, so I don't see
Birmingham now 2-0 up away at Bristol City. What a start in the new ownership for Tom Brady. 2 out of 2 so far. It's Lukas Jutewicz with the 84th minute second goal for the Blues away at Bristol City. Brentford still 2-0 up away at Fulham. That's looking good for them. No Tony, no problem. Tim Ream with that red card, keeping Fulham at 10 men on the 64th minute. Seeing a red card for Peterhead, another one for Kidderminster, another one for Dorkin. A lot of red cards today, but here's the chance for Cliver, is it? Let's have another look at that. Apparently it was a great save from Alisson.
Alisson.
Oh, yeah.
Alisson.
Straight at the keeper. It's a good reaction save.
And another red card.
That's another red
Redeeming
card
himself for earlier.
This might be the weekend with the most red cards we've ever had on the Saturday Football Show, if I'm honest. And between Billing and the other Traore there, they couldn't get in the rebound. Poor really from Bournemouth in terms of being clinical.
Set up a grandstand finish, had that gone in.
It would have. Darwin not getting playing time, going under the radar, says S. It's a good shout. No.
He's going to get some now. Luis Diaz injury.
I really like Darwin Núñez as well. I think he can be a really good player.
He will be. He will be. Let's have a look at this though. Luis Diaz.
Is he going to be a 30-goal season?
Okay. Yeah, there is, because I've been here before with Luis Diaz. Aaron Connolly again. 88 minutes. Hull 2, Blackburn 1.
That's what he does.
While that is happening.
Luis Diaz is going to save Liverpool from having a terrible season. His impact is going to be similar to Sadio Mane. What are you guys' thoughts? Well, he's currently coming off the pitch after this goal. Let's have another look at it. The touch there. Gets it out of his feet.
What a finish.
It's just invention.
It's very similar to his goal against Tottenham.
Quality. Yeah.
But he's not really limping off.
What do you think about the chin strap?
Precautionary.
I think it's despicable. So 2023 to still have a chin strap is...
Some of his clothing choices have been slightly questionable, if I'm honest.
But he can score great
Diaz
goals.
and Mo Salah have come off, and now Núñez does get that a few minutes at the end to see if he can make an impact. And he scored, didn't he, last time out at Newcastle last season.
Someone in the comments said, apparently because Man United paid 70 million for Højlund, that automatically makes Balogun worth 50 million. Do you guys agree with that logic?
No,
I
probably
feel like
wouldn't.
even if that means United overpaid 70 million, let's say, which I think everyone would agree.
Got 9 goals in 32 Serie A games, I believe.
But that doesn't mean that means you can now start selling Balogun for at a ridiculous fee as well. For me, 20, 30 million is fair for Balogun.
I would say 30 tops.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a football fan. I don't care how much the money's being spent, really. But I think you look at Matheus Cunha going for 50 million. He's been playing in the Premier League, hasn't done enough. Has Balogun better than Matheus Cunha? It's hard to compare things because Mateo Kovacic has just gone for 25.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
but you see the argument, to be fair, with Caicedo after Rice. You have to look at benchmarks to an extent, but
the thing is when you actively look at Arsenal, you can see they've got Jesus, they've got Kai Havertz, they've got Nketiah as well. You know for a fact Balogun is not going to play. So to sit there and act like he's some premium asset, it might be, but other clubs are looking at it like, listen, if you don't sell him, we know that's going to be annoying on your book. So one way or another, they're going to have to bring the fee down. So I
think if you sign him as well, I think from off the pitch, especially with football growing in the States at the moment, he's obviously just started playing for the USN national team. So it's one of the things that you could get a new audience out there. If say for example, a Crystal Palace goes and signs a Balogun, they might get a bunch of US fans.
Pulisic has made a career off that PR. So
yeah,
better than Tim Ream,
Captain America, isn't it?
Oh, nice turn there.
Nunes getting back to help out. Done well. Brilliant from Nunes. Well played. Give it to Soboslai, and Liverpool work it nicely. Salford now 4-2 up. Hendry with the hat-trick. Gary Neville will be buzzing with that one. And all of the class of 92. Great comeback from them to be behind at Tranmere. We're starting to see a lot of full times now. Wimbledon have won away at Sutton. That's a bit of a derby, isn't it? AFC Wimbledon and Sutton.
Yeah,
definitely.
Love to see them kind of games still. Even
Bournemouth getting a free kick.
Free kick on the edge. Tsimikas has come on for Salah. He's actually playing in the left wing role now. Is Tsimikas. Salah coming off, but Endo gives the foul away on the edge of the box.
Do you think it's a like for like?
It's not looking good, Bref.
Well, it is. It could have looked better. Is what it is, mate. Leicester. They've scored in stoppage time, and it looks like, along with Southampton, they are doing their best to go straight back up at the first time of asking in the Championship. Leicester now 2-1 up at home to Cardiff in the last minute, very similar to their opening day victory as well, Leicester. But the Foxes are pushing, and they are hoping to get straight back into that Premier League as well. Another goal at Craven Cottage, and it gets even worse for Fulham. Brian Mbeumo again with his third goal in 2 games. Unbelievable start to the season from him. And again, Ivan Toney, who, how, where? They don't need him. They're 3-0 up away at Fulham, a tough place to go to, as Philip Billings smashes it well over the bar for Bournemouth. And that's probably the last hope of a goal for them. But it's Sarah Cassidy with the goal in the 92nd minute for
Chelsea
the Foxes.
Love it. Chelsea Loney. Debut for the club.
Another player that won't play for Chelsea.
Only done last week. I don't know, mate. We paid good money for him at about the age of 16. I would suspect he's in our plans. And the way he's played, all bets are off, man. I really think he can become a Chelsea, top midfielder, best player at the under 20.
I don't know.
Hang on.
Best player at the under 20 World Cup.
You just spent like
Mate,
200
he's not
million
going
on
to
2
play, is he?
No, you can't just say that we're set.
What Lavia and Casado?
He try to give PR to a player that he knows is just a long form.
Mate,
Come
you
on,
say-
man. You think
He's not a loan form.
You think Chassadei is gonna actually come back to Chelsea and
He
become
was
one
the
of the
best player at the FIFA
That
under
doesn't
20
mean
World
anything.
Cup.
You sold
like, best
De Bruyne
player.
and Salah.
Andre
Scored
Santos,
so many goals.
Lavia.
Santos,
Look,
Marco
Santos,
Marin.
Lavia,
not all of them,
Caicedo.
not all of them are going
Piazza.
to. Not all of them are going to. Not all of them are going to
What was
succeed.
his name?
I accept that.
You look at the 3 you've got now; they're probably going to be there for the next 6 to 8 years.
Who was the guy
And
that-
On top of that, you got Andre Santos. There's so many other
Not
options.
all of them are going to succeed, but my view is
Are the three
it's
that
competition.
you've got
Be
starting, they're going to
realistic,
succeed.
though.
It's competition.
Is
Like,
he really going to play?
He's not going to be one of Chelsea's greats. I'll tell you that.
I think he can play. Yeah, I think he's going to play
for Chelsea.
Yeah, I do.
Didn't you guys literally get a transfer ban for signing Gael Kakuta when he was young?
Yeah, I remember that.
Where's he now?
When he was 14.
Was it Kakuta?
That was crazy.
You guys aren't a serious football club. Come on.
But no, from all I've heard on our academy and that, he is like the best midfielder they've seen come through.
No, but that doesn't mean anything.
Do you remember
at
they said
Chelsea,
that about
unfortunately.
Loftus-Cheek?
Yeah.
Do you remember they said that about
Callum
Hudson?
Hudson.
and then
player.
Loftus-Cheek, and then Loftus-Cheek did his ACL. Like
First youth player to ever get £1 million contract
who
was Ruben Loftus-Cheek.
did his ACL.
He's just got no ACL.
It's a strike over the bar.
got no
Bournemouth. Hudson-Odoi was there
Remember
as well.
the other one that was
He's
the best
still
academy
there.
talent?
Yeah, that one again though.
Terry
Injury hampered him.
Is it
though.
McCracken?
But that's what I'm saying. Cassidy could get injuries.
He was supposed to be there.
And
He
he's
could get
got brothers as well. And he got
injuries,
Jack McEachran as well.
I think it's a big statement to say he'll go on to be one of Chelsea's greats.
And the
I
validation
didn't
is
say
like,
that.
we spent big
I
money
I
on
didn't
him.
say that though. I didn't say.
off the back of
I didn't say he was going to be a
one
great for
You did say
Chelsea.
that.
I said he could be a Chelsea midfielder, definitely. Yeah.
You said I heard
I
the
didn't say he
word
was going
great.
to be a.
somewhere.
I said he will be a great midfielder. I didn't say he'd
who,
be a
though?
Chelsea great.
Run it back.
Okay, we'll run the tapes back.
Run it back if you want. Maybe.
I heard it was going to be like he was going to be there with the upper echelon
I don't know,
guys.
man. We spent a lot of money on him.
Wow, another red card. Another red card in the Premier League.
Another one.
Oh, no.
Darwin Núñez. It's Mateus Nunes for Wolves. It gets even worse.
Oh, that's
9
awful.
minutes of time added on at the Molineux, but Nunes off. Now, is there a worse start to the season than
that's
what
wild.
Wolves have gone through in the last 2 games? I'm not too sure. But Nunes, red card. And again, how many red cards have we seen today across the football
disastrous.
pyramid? It's full time between Middlesbrough and Huddersfield. The points are shared between Michael Carrick and Neil Warnock at the stadium, at the Riverside.
Riverside Stadium.
You see,
Awful place to go to.
You see, was it
I've been
Chupa Akpom?
Yes, Ajax.
Went to Ajax
For 12 mil or something.
Got the number 10 shirt
What
as well.
what a
Crazy
like,
oh
what
my
a
God.
career glow up.
Wrexham have got a fourth.
Oh, no.
It's 5-4 now. Can you believe this game? There
It's
is
too
a
little,
couple
too late,
minutes
surely.
to go, but Wrexham 4, Swindon 5. Honestly,
That's real
someone
shotgun
get
football.
Wrexham's last 10 results up for me.
I like that
It's a
term.
joke.
Shotgun football.
It is shotgun
Yeah,
football.
yeah, yeah.
It's unbelievable.
You're pissed
Another
if you're Ben
chance here
Foster.
for Bournemouth. What a save.
Hamari.
What a save.
Traore.
What a save from the best goalkeeper in the world. This is what he does. Vamos.
Another
he
red
says.
card.
Let's see.
In the world.
This time for Cardiff.
Another red card for Cardiff.
Who would you say?
He's the best in the world.
Who would you say? I'm just asking questions.
He says it's
I
Alisson.
agree. No, because I agree. I think Alisson's been good.
He
for a long
is your
time.
team, Alisson. Yeah.
Yeah.
In terms of like one-on-one saves, there's no one better in like key moments to pull out a save. It's
Courtois,
Alisson.
would you?
Great one on Chilwell last
I
week.
think
Not anymore.
fair argument, but I'd
It's
still have
Alisson.
Alisson. I can't. Like,
Courtois has
It's
been
Alisson.
pivotal in cup
Yeah.
finals.
I fully agree.
Against
even
us,
that
yeah.
Courtois' a snake.
Even the final against them, man of the match.
Thank you. Yeah. Brilliant.
Courtois a snake.
Most saves in the final, was it? I think
Something like
record.
that.
Yeah.
Made a
We had
crazy
22 shots, they had 3, and they won that final. Anyway,
Alisson's not
DJ,
snake.
all this
Salah
salt, let Tom talk. AGT, you salty drip, says DJ. Shout out to you, my
I
friend.
like this chat.
Boris, you got
He's had
Boris
your
salty
back.
drip.
I like this chat.
Delusional
Yeah.
spud.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love
You
it.
just had compliments.
Yeah,
to me.
cheers, man.
that's good.
Cheers.
I prefer
it's a
people
nice
like
debut.
DJ to the dude that call me Baby Boris. That's for sure.
Yeah. I think that was
DJ,
him
you're
as
my
well, to be fair.
favourite viewer.
Crew 2, Walsall 2. Do you remember the name Jack Powell, or am I thinking of Nick Powell? from
You're
Man
thinking
United?
of Nick
I
Powell,
am,
United.
yeah,
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Hull have won away at Blackburn. Massive result for the Tigers. Preston are holding on to win at Hillsborough against Sheffield Wednesday. And County have conceded a late consolation goal away to Doncaster. But we've still got a minute or so at Liverpool.
The game's done
You know
now.
what? The
though.
game has been super open though in the second half. Both teams have been at either end. Not very clinical from either team, to be honest. But it is 3 points at Anfield. It is full time. Liverpool 3, Bournemouth 1. I predicted 4-1, but there you go. It was 3-1 in the end. And Liverpool get the 3 points at Anfield. Massive win for Liverpool, their first of the season. Courtois over Alisson, says Vincent N. And if Ten
Snake.
Hag loses this evening, the natives will rise up and demand answers. Like, why did you want... I'm not going to read that
I don't
comment
think
out.
so.
Yeah, I'm not going to read that comment out, actually, because sometimes you think before you speak. Right, don't forget, just after this, we have got a massive watch-along for you. Tottenham at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium versus Manchester United. We've got Nick Francis in the house. We've got Liez. We've got Cams. Fuad is going on like the game's already started. Go on then, see if you can do a ball spin on your finger. You got that in the locker?
Nah. Listen,
That's the biggest
subscribe
flop
to
of
my
the
old
year.
fans. You'll see.
Oh, don't say that. You haven't got one of them, have you? You're not that.
Can't let him do that. Can't let him do that.
Uh-oh. Hey.
About 4 attempts.
The viewers deserve better than that.
They do,
AGT.
but they're not
That's,
getting it, unfortunately. Right, let's give you all of the scores in the Premier League now as we await the full-time whistles across the Premier League. Stoke have beaten Watford 1-0, but it's full-time at Molineux. Wolves 1, Brighton 4. Awful result for Wolves. They end the game with 10 men as well. Mateus Nunes sent off for them. Sunderland 2, Rotherham 1. That's finished. Joe Bellingham getting both goals for Sunderland. Preston have beaten Sheffield Wednesday away from home. Finally, that's now 1-0. And it's all, well, we're still in the 100th minute at Craven Cottage. We're just waiting for the full time there, but that will be over very soon. Again, 10 men for Fulham. Again, shocking home performance from them.
just
That's
called
now
full-time.
full time. Right. We're going to end it there, guys. We will be back in around 15 minutes for Tottenham versus Manchester United. But what a show. Massive shout out to Jamie on his debut, by the way. Massive shout out to him. Quick score prediction for the game tomorrow.
2 West Ham.
2-1 West Ham. Like it. Hope to see you back on
Confidence.
the show soon.
I
Bro,
would
you've been
love to.
brilliant. Really appreciate you coming on today. Massive shout out to you. Great performance today from Tom as well.
Thanks, lads.
Decent from you today, my friend.
Only
Some
decent,
great
mate.
comments. Listen, take
I
what
prefer not
you're
to speak,
given.
mate. Only
Take what you're
decent.
given. No, you've been great today. Thank you, mate.
Appreciate it.
Fuad, again, we're going to see you very shortly. But again, another stellar performance from him.
I'll clap myself as well.
Yeah.
Go on.
4-1 to Chelsea tomorrow.
4-1, that's what you're going with, right? That's a big score. Don't forget, we'll have the Women's World Cup final for you tomorrow morning on DR Sports. England versus Spain out in Australia. Massive, massive game, that one. But if you're all still reacting to these games, just wait for 15 minutes and we'll carry it all on for the Tottenham-Manchester United game. I've been AGT. This has been the Saturday Football Show on DR Sports. We'll see you again next week. Take care.